monyoye jangaro juguro iye alatano ati ye kena ya muridi lila jangaro ko ni la jine kono imalo ni kumado sila yada ngodono ko musoko le noye dulu ko basitilu barambo alala masayani sanuma la jine jeli kemi bilada balankarido kawadi maroko jamanado niko jeli kedo loni mikorola masala sababu le wolubekela beyedo woke kuyatenye yo mabade male kuni kanala lasana kuyadedo kanadia nyabari kabila jonye amana kalula nangama lasana kuyate akamosa ya silaleka duya kono akuke badinya le farama duyaro nyendo woke kuyate nyabari kabila jonye kutuni bisera mududu musomasa azetu kuyate no kanadia akuke badinya le farama duyaro anye duwa woke azetu kuyate ala masorale si janna nyabari kabila jonye segudini ala ladene iyo kuyate do nyarana akuke badinya le farama duyaro nye duwa woke nkoro kenye nye kuma kelefona kose islamiki yendunu nyakono jakura nale jila mamaduma uyakura le jila bi moduma lolo mono jenyoma fona nyongo mara yasuru manimbe kesarakadi nyinjulu sababula usima nyinjulu sarakabo maliye jelilu manyini kadu yoro nimbe ko mori jeli di sarakabo dakaro gawulo luma nyini kadu yoro nimbe ko mori jeli di sarakabo lajine jeli luma nyini kaba nimbe ko mori jeli di sarakabo dunuya be borila lolo kawa alikaba mimagbe alikaba no bale nabila bira nyuma don to la ni basimina ninje basiti le fanadi nteti yalilali iyo mwakajeli keda korobo iyo jeli fenfeno fagada la jine jamanado molute kuma gbere fola bekole mori jeli le noye alubara mori jeli ke aladi mori jeli te aladi de iyo jeli fenfeno fagada afiriki jamanado molute kuma gbere fola bekole mori jeli le noye alubara mori jeli ke aladi ya mori jeli te aladi de ala tasilana ala mando sambiri masa dugobiri masa ala jefa maledibi filala talala bedo le fanake lasana ko yazenye badinaro muneka sila ndianye yini mogodo ni sila dana sente wuluma buluta wuluma wuludo munkalala alala masaya le mulubeli beyedo uke nasana kuyatenye badinaro dunia laba banka badono fufu nagaroni dinani melekani arabadeno ala dina rajulu bila wi yala kala dugu kodona ne fana no fensite to dunya kono nyana julu di jigi adi nyana kala adu wafo ambeda masama mara jigi dugu kodona ne fana no fensi te dunya kono atobara to fenkelema ala kuma kane nibi woye joni wole yenya julu le fana di ala yene ka fo mama madu ton te da fensito magila mamadu le fana ton te da fensito lakini kadu nyabari kabila mfa kolanye kabari kabila na kolanye kabari kabila ngili nyonu fanaye alubarika bila wo barika zoromani ala kilimando lajina jeli kemi bila da balankarido kawadi maroku jamanado niko jeli ke no ni mikorola masala sababu le wonu bekala bayedo wo ke kuyantenye ya mobadi manu kuni sobela nasana kuyadero kanadia
dando mari manzani be manzani dando ala barika
la kilimano Allah
dando ye mari manzani
ya barika bila joje
dando ala barika
natene madamu sise Servo muso la sango yisala malika barika biro kate de muso aluna na bonya mi fana kenye maroko jamana do bonya Docteur Salibu alu salam malika ngentere ke turele le fana kilila turenya na mani muri mfa ne barika bila tireke muri banye ambassade Liberia madusu bisu tiri musu berele Fatuma Tasarati alubarikanye Allah la kilimano Allah kabari kabila ala wutala ye ulumina na sangoloda kana dugu koloni fanada ala masilani ala yafa malede ala tolona Kose islamiki dunia kono jakita bole jila mamaduma uya kudule jila bi moduma lolo modo te nyoma vola nyonko
dando mari manzani be manzani dando ala barika.
Je remercie mon docteur traitant
Jani maso wogwe tampola Jani doka moi bakenda kati yando tukunino jinebira makonande kwale keto konande miva konangi banki keche koka kuyendwa la nye kuyendwa nimi kwale malalo kwale manimilo
ele te mami wule korane okay ba mata
mata to Mandingo association meeting ke dialogue ko we nyame abe nyame ko we la trasa ko kama sa che boye ko abende adentana bantana mota da meeting de jare ni council chairman fi ola bakamba for fana wala council chairman ani mo mo ko no ni wala la isi ki kaba long here can so I mean BTC kaba BTC okay namusa sefuta kan ne can suffering ne okay mo ba de macheri aya fa mako usuko makaba la pama wana ule bele mo bikin bona ne mata de kada ku sisi na ko kala ta nyame ga kala ta tena ala kada nyama singalo te saba mo awolo ni bi juma semene utate fiare be bo mutate saba le be ala kada salamu de kamodu manyanga ala ko ma ko mi so bona mala de dalu mina be de mo sa manyanga o ma bu ya ta kuma fumonya ala kada salamu ni e balo ta be fana be na TV la ala musa sefele te cameraman ya bata
Okay.
Also advisor.
Yeah, was a special advisor to the president. Okay. Laisiki makabo can suffering. I mean, BTC.
Okay. Na mimi nafanya make amanya ye.
Fianga wale ne.
Reporter.
Alabama wale ne.
Secretary.
Go. What do I then mean that I don't know?
It doesn't go to safe. Come back.
But come to the old one, Mole, Nafaka Gafa.
What I will do, one and the weather.
I mean, the Queen or I'm not sure my Makiko Dolo. Come as a council member, Nafaka Gafa Comio. That was how I go. There, Nike. More than a minute, I'll be one.
Baka bana moka kwa mako mola mola ketemeze fa moya mola mo benani welo
nda ile longotala wala ilongotala
ana ngira na test message la ko mo na kwa mako mo bela
bon comme ça il council member dit le ilongotala ka fa komi ye
mo benani no bon ya ma
ngo il council member le ilongotala
ma aditiro
ngo il council member le e do ga logo ka wala fe
yeah ne council member le mais allez le council chairman fanga mi alebu mi no ana mo beki la bonya ma mo benani no bonya ke ma ne ma ako invest ke
ale na abana nya fa koma afana comme ça mo do bila den wotu ala ko koma kala na jana avec imanyanga mo la den dalu mi dala no bia
mona messe suera kabo council chairman ma ba mako mola messe fana na mikela and a court ko de get complain on Musa presidency.
Oh, Musa president, Musa Mindera.
Musa Keita, our president. Who is our president?
Okay. Okay.
Okay, let's go in.
Yeah, but it's okay there no.
Sina kumana. Mr. Fon, assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
Okay, Musa Sefu le camera komane. Be council member do mani na gaka fa mola dene komina na.
Yeah.
Ba la fana ba ke abeba fanya ko ile na mo kila. Bana da fe ka fa mola dene dalu lumina. Dan ida fanya kin fo monya dunia akademia sine. Ma lu ko den la ne wala ka tala salamu alaikum.
Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Bismillah. Allah besawa ma.
Amen.
Ikalo dunia tele. Mo na nyaminga. So kono mo menyo bi nyona there. Ka fo mo bero. Mo do kire mo bokire.
Okay.
Ma be bra so kono mo ba kwan do yoro no. Toujours encore. Be fa ka fo ko be bra fa ke sere wo chero. Nya alma mo ma faro. Da si ba wa do faro. So kono mo wa do faro. Kundi wa do faro. Mo bra mo fa wo ne mo kro wo wa do faro.
Okay.
Mo ade me so kono ya no. Never come back like ne we chomo ba wo akundi ile.
Okay.
Ate ka ko kro ya ide anya wa bunya le fana la nenga. Wo kuma yoro na wolewe. Mo to ne wo so mo na no. Ka presidency uke. Mo be to wo bitu bendalo. Wo kuma be fu ya wo bitu le bi no be ko be mbale. Fuka ben ne da ma wo bitu. Jima si de wo bi. Mo te bala bi.
Okay.
Sa wo nya ma wo bitu. Na fa wo ya made wo nya ka sebata. Mo ba den ado. U be sebada. Ko president be ko community president gekole. Na fa wo nya ma wo e mo ti si ndo aso ko no. Ko so tinya. U ba yoro mi no. O mo wa senator. Ko so tinya ati wu nyina ma. Mo ro wo so le ko no.
Okay.
So wo so tinya nyina ma. Tinya ne nyina ma. Tinya le musa nyina ma.
Okay.
Ko nyama wo bitu. Na ma de nwa kida we yo. Mveo ya na bi. Na bone ne.
Okay.
Menya dule ne.
Okay.
Mo be abone. Suni 3. Ko ko be menya wo ma. Ai na mo isi. Mo afọ yo mo kwenye ya dinya afa nyamunga. Slama dinya na afa nyamunga. Frafina dinya nya afa nyamunga.
Okay.
Kidi da rule we.
Okay.
Mo na wo bi.
mbeka min ve wata ofo
Okay.
Ngota min va benyene adam la lo tunya.
Okay.
Wonto tunya kuma to tunya ni nan ga ka wuya ko ka ibrofin da ka ibe na lungu amon nya wuta ti ka kamro ka mo nya fa mo ko tunya fu nya bi
okay
mo na dalu mina wole hakita salama
sallallahu alaihi wasallam okay yakuma la theater ido council member to we na fa wulu nya ulo ka fa abe mama kana
mo bebe makane
okay
mana fa mga nya na wani netikende
okay
council law mo bade asmana fofana wa dele council kono mo bade musa kona wole so kono krama ole kwana fo bale ipisa asmana fana wonya kemele ma ofana we member dele
okay
council kono Mr. Mamadi Toure ofana we member dele
okay
u be mo ade no mo te mo woro le do we bo so kono
okay
no to mo council ya la bito kuma be fanya na sema so ibe kanya na ba na la ka ya ira mo sema so ibe fo mo yana ai na mo anya fo
okay
mo na nyam nga wole we
okay
be alo be ka jetelo
okay
nikrende
okay
na kwa winning there wana kwa bendale
okay
mo we problema
okay
akita asara mo
sala okay ni chala be kia ngede do manyina ga lock to camera komane mo president mi mobile wala Musa Ketale befana kala ko Musa Pele kabon sani kole na nyina ngali mina bi na fe kala mola dani dalu lumina na omilia kakala ayo ja mola ndama na fe kala mola dani dalu lumina dale anobe
actually mola dengunya bi moi council chairman fellow me Kenny Vakambale Mr. Vakamba Fofana I don't have any clue tembo like for na for ngini kumi na maolon pa
okay
so come alule council he sent me a text na way na he call me again on the message wa maloka for kirike no kungiri mbem na maolon
okay
and this all na nyamingo ka if they actually kumi ne utunga forward to my general secretary well, like probably my general secretary is not going to be here.
Yeah, general secretary.
Mr. Mohammed Jabate.
Okay. So my fine mango Agas.
Agas.
Okay.
So chairman, my momina grievance fakela against my administration or my.
I never go administration akadi.
There's me not Tesla. There is a grievance filed against Musa Keita presidency.
Okay.
Well, you know, that's the test I have.
Okay.
So, Vaningini Kotunanangia na obena.
Okay.
He sent me a certified mail.
Okay.
Mawaye.
Okay.
Ala phone call na we receive kala.
Okay.
Afa na test me na lambani na we.
E kwani mala ku ya administration na kominga ke. Okay.
So, Vani na ura wala kanana fa ko at 3 p.m. And his council member were also late.
Okay.
So I was here before the time.
Okay.
So
then you feel for council member more than not there. You feel for you deal.
Nese kumami fa wina nese fa wina fa la umangula tan respect ke.
Then you feel never came my council bele longo komina ba mo kene.
First of all, na council mo kile na wale hanyine hala. Wale kene Asmana Fofana le. Asmana Fofana ko koye ko kilimi ne Vakamba la kilile. Vakamba le na kilikela. So ko comme alele council chairman ko alu benato kabe ko mako wale.
Da alu mala ka for committee no.
Ana me fana na wale ko nyina ne.
Okay.
Bana Musa Kone. Bake fale na wakila ka hanyininga. So money wo ma Kuma.
Okay.
So money more mina kuma.
But keep out the more summon the government
is the financial secretary.
Okay. Okay. The one of go ana Musa Kone Musa Kone na fare.
Musa Kone go atato.
Aba fana madalu for kafa
Musa Kone fan ma adalu
kafa longo tala.
Kafa komi kwa. O mo fanya na fakifana ngila kafa Musa Kone go atato Wama adalu for kafa moki ni kumi ndera.
Okay. Yeah, bonda for kanyina ngala minga uti tibe administration to ko ana ko ina ko dikala bo malo to ko minele ma odingala gbe babebe.
No, momina grievance fa kala ko na ko de kala.
Awo e ka woti la momina kala.
So na to pebelo na le ni kwa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me, you know.
There you be a masala or color jene or lodge jene or sign jene.
Roughly kind of March to Mafo. March, I have to look at the date because March, my father passed
away. But Itanya or color jene
March, April, May, June, July, August, okay. So roughly 5 months that year.
5 months. Okay, I am meeting of farm or Fianga Jema kwa Lonjema or farm I am meeting Jerry Hoske.
5 months, maybe meeting me Hoske. I meeting tomorrow after I was having a nice meeting.
Okay, but I'm not going meeting to look on Naka, you let the care.
Would not go in my film.
But you do not ask them that Takata.
Well, I show me Katakabo ma, Mona, Nyomukala. We set a rule. For more you wake up the Kela, Moka can make a move in your respect. Okay, Makoba jewelry. You want me to go rule if I will let care, more charge care, fana, baby Bena farming. Okay, when I will particular, the Benny got for more what he charge a farm and working $5. Okay. Ni chance to roll for you kuma you kuma la kama de interrupt ke kama so ati kuma maka for amandi ilenye ya ti interrupt ke that's a disrespect. Okay, you lola le no ti kaba la kuma make lefe if I know for ati if I know for itamela ka kinyo attack to the personal attack mo wo ye ka to you know. So wo vote mikeni wo meeting premier well room na sila ule. Okay, mbana modu wo vote banunko. Yesterday, some people reacted, but in that farm, Bill Koka. What more generally? Those are reacted. Mr. Bakamba Fofana himself, a chairman. Oh, okay, the council chairman. One and me for now. Okay, for $5. Okay, I know what is all. I'm a Sarah. I found enough for he now going to pay for it. I mean, Maolo. Okay, I'll do the money more. Now look about what is like. Come and look at that. More for Ankeny, Paluku. If anybody go outside the rule, go to farm me being quite well. More fairly funkin in the world now. Father, he not paying his fine. But now, though, and Aludo, if you found you not Laluka, Nalu Masala, no back out to no mute member of the First no take the card. Modo car. Mofa ne kodo wok maun nato kola. Okay. Kumi alu takrile ne. Mo kwa be complain de uma. Una moki la wolo. E kwani ma kwa gbe lo. Okay. So nu ka ba uta wala. De van be ka mi fa woko. Odo fola. Kan so ta ko be ka mnan ami nga. Van go to fola. Wan go do fola watimina. Ma financial report mi nyamini during the past administration. Ko be be na boala. Kan so ta problem be ka wo hendo ka ami oka. Oh, financial report. Onyamin. Anyamin de. Come so edit financial secretary. Anyamin de. Go kata administration ka boy no. Myself, including the president, the former president, what financial report am I depending? Okay. Yeah, but yeah, nika faka fama di beneba woni anyami ni na faka nyami feme nyami auto na faka for you nyagbekwa. Anyami we. Let me take that back. Okay. No tell ka bo. There in our me for no ilande wala kwa. Tomorrow na kuma me for we ka fa nyami ni wo ko be abe delay ke kwa. Yeah, but I think a financial report can delay before the current administration take place. Actually, that is the question that the former president have to be asked about. Okay, but now go ile financial secretary or the financial. My power there, my power is kind of little bit limited. The power is in the hand of the president. The president executes the power. Okay. According to our rules and regulations, the president executes the power. The president asks the financial secretary, this is the time for us to give a financial report. And before, in fact, the secretary gave a report, the president is aware of it. The president have to be there, discuss and put the financial reports together. and then report it.
Bokata ile do see samawlo to kana sibila or ite na what before at time ba ele ni masache do ma see ka fa kuma aka ku bi anya nyinga
nyonyo ma ka be financial report ma ba na wo den le kan because na akila watisha mama bro la so kama so according to him be based on his pay schedule.
Okay.
Aba ma moto mi nyoy be ne ba
ali juma se lo ni sibilo la
based on his business schedule and I move fine.
Okay, a basically, you know, 2 or 7 day a week, yeah. Na feka mi no to na basically 7 day a week na defa ka jatula.
Because moka ki nyoye on the weekend.
Okay.
Mo ti nyoye na on the kadamna Monday through Friday. Mo ti say okay.
Yeah, because mo be kala ba schedule ba.
Okay, a basically no me no because moka ki nyoye lo na wole on the weekend.
Okay.
So ni nunga kiri.
Da inaki ko je kala ka fa nyoye afa.
Ko shamane kala.
Kwani abesa katamba
this estimation na shamane kala kwa.
Okay.
I don't know the exact estimate, but na kirimu kala actually, you know, na kiri na mukela ule ne wangwane na kirimu ka Asia.
Okay.
But for monali nyonye. Son de mi temene. I know Friday because when malo date lo mvelo this whole week them na kalumi them na kasi for na basic and related kwa.
Okay, then you can massage ma. When the daughter so can care couple masa do basic and there when the daughter so can because ko ile fana basic and there ko kalo mimbo ni care
financial report ko ma na krimingela makabura sora mama na le bi nyoye me wo nyoye wo lo che flare.
Okay, adona be amene ma lo to then abeba ko besi nyona anya femi nyami ni there abeba nya bola
ba ko besi nyona ato amene to report.
Okay, minyami ni there abeba nya bola care
koko fenge financial report
ka fenge de kanye
koko la Denmark
minyami ni there
koko la Denmark mobe ba obi because aka ale kasi inyona de tepansi mu keno fenge mu ken ba fa ka fa nyame we no clarify because iwe manya ko shama ko
yeah because
because especially mu kala tepansi mu kene wole mu spend kene wole mu na law ni usindi nyona koko le ka fa nyame.
Okay no zona so fa na mimme na ko walidi lebe kwa difana masa ko do malo tun yale baba wiyale wole kuna offer if ije kan ya bona
yo ile musa never cap if you are a president of the association I'm a financial secretary sometimes if I never cap this concerning this current administration meta the if I see any of my community member ni me hitting get there if I nafeka for tomorrow you are not a member and I want to encourage you to join to be a member ni woka ke money le do wole wote o masenyo ngoma nga okumanya yila adama de broma if any maybe you want to register right there you will utaka demand
there wo wole ile baba
example le yila okwa wo wole mu ni we mafaka o belesi nyona wanya ke wodo masache prolo
okay
afanya wo karama afanya ko be handeli kela ainye
okay asumi di lebe
wolimi na silambro nga kamu black can because woli ila tana ile be president ne ile ka woli la de maybe outside the meeting concerning those who were na kata atraka ko momuye with the meeting no ile ko woli mum ko woli di mas president because ile headle wo woli mu niwe ni name secretary ni mawdi ne ma on time
okay then wo woli be na sibo
ni le ma wo la timine ma on time for mo ni le inyon yele wo woli mi be ki le bro mo na wo woli udi le ma niwe for mo ni le inyon yele if ani wo woli dandene you the president I'm the secretary you woli ne ne ko woli li inyon ko ka kata wo bla hangila
okay
haketo mabia ko answer ka ba okay mo be ka fitin na ngodo woli mu na dena ni ne no wo woli wo teta president bro president ko to the woli tala or ni president you know the secretary funny you know ni secretary ka woli collect ke secretary ko to woli misro ni afro handle kela
okay
president
okay
Mr. President mona woli misro woli no mo fa na chete misro ka woli ni wo se be fa ko na ka bla Okay. We ba na utu. Wani secretary te no. President yedo you know. Na ka mo de aske. Na fo wole de wale bu ake. Abe wole de na kata ke ka fani financial secretary mi nyoye beniba o wudu aprolo. O must be financial mommy headly on the financial department. I must woti beniba. Ma for president and financial secretary nyonyele o woli na to ya timi na kata bakangila.
Okay, aduni nyonya o ma.
So o woli o do na kela na o kumale fola ka for o president ko tandele ka ka ba o woli ko ma.
Okay, and me fana lebe leke tandele ka ba o ma.
Bangila o clarify again.
Okay.
Now that ya fa wina o woli mi bangila ni it's like 3,000 plus. Okay. The former president also he knows about that.
Okay. Then you have to come in there for more mulukiti ya all sine in organization members who can couple Jamana fund or if I come in there for win la libema.
Na fa come for winner. Organization a color. A subject muye. More beka kamunya ye. Wele kinyo respect ke.
Okay.
Anyangbe ya ba nyangbe ya ba kawo dabla.
Okay, nyangbe ya wodi do alanta no ni be.
Nyangbe ya wo mine.
Wodi alanta no bia.
Tomorrow to na feka me for to.
Bon wodi ngia no jabi wodi alanta no be nyangbe ya.
Yeah.
Okay. Ifana ka woti wula.
Ma woti wa ne we na action no kwa.
Okay. Ya bo momulo action kala ka woti wula. Momulo yo action kala e ka woti wula. Woja bifra.
Neni lebe kela ni nani ngeke kokila mbalo kafa na kolekila mido mo wache korokoro wele folile banya ke ni do kana yi hamalo i makumambe ndo makokila ido mafana kafa na kolekila ido mamvo wa yale kafa kodi kona kablama
o modi do jere o modi jere
o mo wudabla
o modi jere
o kuma ina mo manga ka o beto fo ini kala ka fo ile ibe ka opposition shualo because you want to find the kumasi
no kumala say ata
o kumasi ya kulo so no na feka o kuma answer ke ka dai no le
okay
banya ke wo ko su ya mo ni we ala kata de ka ko na kujule kila ni do maro because ni ngalo atelo ngodalo na ka fo na kulekila wa ni ka fo na ndoma ina komika na kunu wele no
adai make camera mele ma lo to
no example le kwa
okay banya ke okay follow to fina ina komika na ya kanzo mbeche no na to ko no okay musa sefulatia musa kita mani nangala we kata ben ko mulu mo so kono Atlanta, you know, the photojournalist wole musa sefula nete nangala na la fana kala diya mabbe kede kesetimi na adisete mo senando kama so masabe kuma sana fa be la lisia manke wala kita salamu wa musa sefula
carry on any decision on behalf of the organization with it normal. Do we have a forum?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So just want to know.
No, masate wakela. Ba ina nyangwe ya mi fa nyangwe ya le na wa.
So okay.
Ko ina nyangwe ya mi fa la. O nyangwe ya le na ka wa.
No, akai. It's okay. Balasa ke.
No, ni manya ga le kwa.
Mr. Sheriff, you ready? Let me know.
Young brother, sir.
Okay. We are about to begin the meeting that we cited people for. I want to begin it by distributing the agenda for the meeting, okay?
Well, he doesn't want my help. I asked. I offered my help.
Yeah, just pass it. The balance as excess. But I want to make sure everybody get a copy. Yes. Give me, when you come back, bring one copy for me. Next woman,
okay.
Yeah. Okay. One of the things I also observed is that I didn't see people coming in with copy of their constitution. And because I work at a place where they don't pay me too much money, but I can make any copy or document that I make on my own. If you have yours, that's fine. Don't take it. Just return the extras to me. I'm going to pass it around. Take one, my brother.
I differ to the number from.
Anya, Kenda, ya running. Okay. Yeah. I thought, just I didn't want to pass it so everybody can get a copy, please. And if you still need some more, let me know. I make sure I print them more. And the constitution copy will be laid down right here in case you need one. Please.
Agenda finger number.
Agenda can number constitution can number. The letter was sent to the council. We want to go by the agenda, but I'm just distributing relevant document for right now. For those of you who are aware or not aware, the situation here is documented to an extent. I want to make sure that everybody get a copy. There you go.
Is that a complaint we can discuss now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Any complaint?
I was asking Mr. Carver to distribute this.
I didn't have it handy, so he
Yeah, distribute it and I get my copy.
So we can have time at least to read it before.
Yeah, but you see, what happened, I will give you time to read it before we proceed though. This is no rush, because if we don't do it right, we'll have the whole world to laugh at us. We are going to do it right. So you have the constitution, you have the complaint, you have the agenda. Okay?
Removal, huh?
How are you?
Yes, divided.
Okay.
And give the president himself one copy too. And I have one copy here.
And council letter now, president.
Okay, we have the document that I have distributed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what we're talking about. That's a charter. We'll get it. When you finish, give me the balance. Everybody let him with that for you. Okay, give me all the rest of the document. Then we'll put on the side. Bang it out again. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me have your attention, please. The documents that were prepared for this occasion, the agenda was the one first distributed, followed by the Mr. Kama, may we have a forum, please?
Right?
Can we sit down?
Sure.
Okay. Who shares it? Sit down and be comfortable.
Morris is here.
Okay. It is here now.
Yeah, this year I'll be on my feet now.
We are about to begin. This is an emergency meeting called by the Advisory Council, Atlanta Mandingo Association. Today is August the 23rd, 2009. Before I begin anything, I want to make sure that everybody attending here today has received a copy of the agenda, the constitution that is governing us as our governing document, and the covenant that we all agreed to adopted by us, a copy of the complaint that brought us together here to look at, and indeed the council's letter to the president. Before we begin, I want to first of all, first question. I received the original text message on my, and a letter, and I sent it to the president. I want to ask the president, the Honorable Musa Keita, I sent a certified letter to you. Did you receive it?
I did not receive any mail.
You did not receive any mail. Okay. All right. Here, what we're gonna do. What I want us to do is, I have a form in my pocket. I tomorrow to I do it tomorrow. Because I'm meeting me conduct Bunyalo with minimal disturbance, I want us to put our cell phone on vibrator if you don't mind. If you have to make a call, please go in the room over there. Okay, sorry about that. So that we can have minimal disruption. I want us to put our phone on vibrator if you don't mind, please. And that is normally, a requirement in many meetings. Put your phone on vibrator, and if you receive a call, I don't say don't receive a call because you got family member, you have to receive a call so we can be disturbed. Okay. Having said that, the meeting is now called to order. The first agenda on the meeting is opening prayer. We will ask Imam Asmana Fofana to lead us into a prayer for this occasion. Thank you.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Sallallahu alaihi wa sallam.
The number 2 item on the program, on the meeting program here today is welcome and opening statement by your humble servant Bakamba Fofana. Please bear with me as I welcome you and state the reason why we are here today. First of all, I want to seize this opportunity to thank the President and the administration of the Atlanta Mandingo Association for responding to this emergency meeting. I also want to take the opportunity to thank each and every one of you for honoring those who you asked to serve you as your counsel to mediate and bring about peace and harmony among us, for coming to an emergency call meeting. Today, the council, chaired by me, member by, on my right, is President is Musa Kone, and on my left is Imam Asmana Fofana at the council president, for the sake of the record. The reason for the meeting, as you will see in a covering letter that we sent to the President, on August 17, 2009, a complaint was filed against the presidency of Mr. Musa Keita. Therefore, and the reason for the dividing the Constitution, we will get there to that in a minute. The council's responsibility is to look into such a complaint. So I then sent a letter to Musa, the letter copy you see over there, that these allegations are serious and deserve the immediate attention and perusal of the council. Then I sent him a copy of the complaint in a certified letter straight to his address. And he said he didn't receive it. However, I followed it by sending a text message to everybody. I'm sure he received a text message. Not only did I do that, but I also called him to leave a message to make sure that I pay him the respect due his office as the president. And he made an emergency meeting to address, discuss, resolve the outlined grievances. Will be prudent to promote peace and harmony among us, is the letter that went to Mr. Musa Keita as it is in your hand. Therefore, I'm ready to invite you to an emergency meeting to my house, which is today, Sunday the 23rd, at 3 p.m., 1500 hour GMT. Now, there are more people in the organization that are present here today. Also, in the letter, asked the president to use his good offices to inform every member to be in attendance. So, but this is the reason why we are here. But before we start the deliberation, in accordance with the way how I get it set up on the agenda, because this is the Mandingo Association, Mayor Kumale, who because so on telephone taka young leader. Council didn't have no power. Council have the power. The reason why I gave you the Constitution, it was agreed that before the current administration starts the first day in office, we should have a constitution to this organization. I want you to go to page 6 of the Constitution. I want you to go to page 6 of the Constitution, please. And in there, section 4, the advisory council is to serve as the moral and ethical advisors to the organization as well as the leadership. The council is also responsible to mediate and reconcile misunderstandings / conflict among members of the association as well as between and among family members in our community in accordance with our tradition. The council is also responsible to hear and deliberate complaints of inappropriateness and ensure that the constitution of our Mandingo tradition are fully implemented. It is that section that gives the council the authority to sit in the sitting here today. I made that clear because I'm more for a young constitution and afora. Raise your hand that we're doing this wrong. Anything that we think has been contributing to the destruction of this organization, that's what we're here for. Let me set the rules and regulations for this meeting. We are going to conduct this meeting under the atmosphere of civility, mutual respect, abiding by the rules and regulations of the Constitution, respecting authority, respecting each other, no yelling, no direct insulting one another. I don't want us to do that, please. I'm on your bunya.
Italaba America no do.
Not only when we have America.
Okay.
When you are mabuto, moko to meeting kabe. Yo mo bra mo na fa kuma ke nyame ngoka. Wo be ka soko no. Amo isi, amo nyafo. O nyalolo, ka tunya la tunya yiroro. Ka tunya fo tunya tinya na. Mo mi jutala ka jo fa tinya na. Nyaka ke ko tinya tale, mo ke se ka fa tinya mo nyana. Mo na ne wo nyale ma. Ndafeka kuma asia. You don't go to the meat of the issue. There is a grievance, a letter of complaint filed against the presidency of Mr. Musa Keita, Dave Beckley. Maybe I'll have to say that one a little on. Let's go into it. I be Bekalo Kapoko more burning the soko. Mr. Siriki Keita Nafora, Kumalo, Musa Serifu de la Boyoro. Kumabe Fawo Yamabitu Wabitu. Hali ilemi nilo alabadiano sokono. Kumi mo wuta so mo rako nya walo tinya pole. Oka amoyo jamara be. Mo nani kamine welewe. Nya debwe kake dogwe fe. Oka woti bi se ka ofanyina. So agenda le meeting na wala dali. Mo nani welode. Mo do ko wu nato. Wu be na mosra yiro no. Ai dinyama mo fana wu alonia. Mo be se yiro no. Oka mo adam na yino uka mo aseko ko bitu because amo kana me ano aya bone ni meya dule ni ne ay badente lele nde balo de mange meya le madoka meya ndrone meya lo nde balo momo be balo wona balo tino ete wande balo bi no alo ngwa malo pe nyamba otiela aya fonyela amotu nyefunyonya na afi na tinya yirom na wole more when you're from your property. Now, I have the third item on the agenda will be stating of complaints. Mr. Keita, yeah, you want to?
Registration of people that are present here today.
Yeah, we can.
This meeting is very important. We have to know who all were here.
Oh,
and how
okay.
many persons were here. And, you know.
Okay, that's why, that's one of the, it's based on, we are in forum with capability, traditionally, constitutionally, to carry out any action today, and I had a acclamation, yes, we are in forum, right?
Yes.
So, Mr. Fufana, may I designate you and part the pieces of paper? So
I don't have plain sheets.
Okay, I will give you a plain. Okay, emergency meeting attendance. Okay. Should we finish writing this before we proceed, or we can proceed while we're writing this?
We can proceed.
All right, my brother. Okay, the attendance of the today emergency meeting is proceeding already while we continue. There. Now, the third item on the agenda is stating of the complaint. Let me, and I want to begin with Mr. Mohammed Kaba and others. But before I let him have it, the complaint that you have, he sent a text message, he's the original one who sent it, but he has had concordance. In addition to him, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know that one signature that I'll count it as one. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Just write count the names. Count the names, don't consider signatures.
Is that one? No, is that 1 or 2?
No,
when I say, I think
you should count the signature. If the person did not sign, if the person did not sign, means that the person did not approve.
Yeah.
No, but there's a signature though.
No, that's one signature then.
Yeah, that's
one signature. The signature is less than the names.
Yeah, the signature is less than the name.
If anyone does
not sign, then they did not approve it.
But then what put your name on the woman and can they name?
Okay, let me have
no, can the names.
Can they name?
Some names got on that document for a reason.
Something if I don't sign it.
No. Some name got in that document for a reason. So I would prefer counting the name than counting the signature.
Yes, can the name.
When say the name, you mean?
Yeah, that way, going down. Yeah.
This way. This is signature opposite here?
Yes.
I'm counting this one separate and this one separate.
No.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 9 signatures on the complaint. Now.
9 names.
9 names on the complaint. Okay. Now, and we will begin by listening to the complaint from Mr. Mohammed Kaba, and then we'll go from there. Mr. Kaba, you have the floor.
For verifications of the signatures and the name. For verification of signature of the name to be on the clear side and transparent. So those who hear that their name is here, certain people are complaining about go by the signature or go by the name. If those who hear that their name is on this board here, if any of them have any comment on this name, but their name going here without signing.
Yeah, but let it read it. Why your point?
Yeah, you're right. That's true. If I put Mr. Kaden's name on there, but without his approval, then we can ask him to say, hey,
Mr. Ture, Mr. Fufana, you are taking my meeting. I don't think I will approve that.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Ture made a point. I should have recognized you before you talk.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
We're going to do this thing on a perfect order and mutual respect. That was the rule I said. What you said over there, may I respond to that just because there may be a misunderstanding. Your point is in place. The way how it is done, the complainant with the complainant in chief and his collaborator's signature are on it. He will read the complaint, and then those who name on it, with or without signature, they will be asked whether they are part of this. So, Mr. Kaba, please. I agree with you. Let Mr. Kaba continue. Mr. Kaba, let's hear from you, please.
First of all, all right. I want to start by saying to thank the council chairman for actually being able to listen to a complaint from a little guy like me. Now it's about time for our voices to be heard, okay? And I also want to be able to clear something that may be confusing to people. I'm here today with this complaint and to let all of you know that Mr. Vakama Fufana has no reasons or whatsoever, has nothing to do with this paper. And I can put my hands on the Quran to swear. Vakamba Tatalo. He got the letter because he's the chairman of the council. That's why he got the letter. If I have Musa Fufana as the chairman of the council, he would. But going by chain of command and with respect, that's why the letter was addressed to the chairman of council. All right. Now going forward, this letter is from me, Mohammed Kaba. As you can see above there, now official name Yakuka. It says Abu Donzo, and I'm not ashamed of it. No use official. Okay. And it also has my address, and it has Atani Momima. It has that person's name. All right. Letter me 7 is Sunday, August 17, 2009. Okay, and something actually had to push me to write this letter. All right. If I have to explain that, maybe that will come later. Okay. But going forward, I wrote this letter to everybody that's sitting here today, and even for those that didn't make it. Okay. It may not be. It may be a single complaint from myself, but at the same time, I understand from my observation. I know it's got to be a general global complaint around the town. Okay. And maybe I'm maybe the only person who have seen it and could not take it any longer and is willing and ready to actually address it. That's why you have this piece of paper in your hands. All right, going forward, I said, my fellow members, petition of removal of our malfunctional president. And the reason I said that is because I'm not happy with the president. It's my opinion and it's my belief with everybody's signature down here. If you have different opinion or different beliefs, that's why we're here to discuss. I said it's a petition, everything that's in here are legitimate. They also call for removal of a president who actually performed anything, any single item on this paper. Okay? All right. If you were to read this letter by yourself, you was gonna just read it by paying more attention to the various bullet points going forward. But since I'm reading for everybody, and I think it's my right to do so if I made a complaint. All right. If I'm man enough to complain, I should be man enough to explain to people why I made a complaint, right? All right. As you read this documentation, please pay close attention to each bullet point because they outline the key point of incompetency and disingenuous of the president of Atlanta Mandingo Association. Now, the languages and tones in this letter could be too strong, but it came from a strong feeling. Okay? All right.
Let me hold you all there for a minute. The reading, so we can't be here too long.
Okay. Okay, no problem.
Go straight
all right.
Go to the reading, word for word.
Okay.
If you said some strong word, we know that you will finish strong.
Okay.
You know,
all right, not a problem.
Yeah, right.
Because it's a lot of people.
Okay. No, it's only 3 pages.
Go ahead.
Okay. And most of all, this president is not making any effort of bringing about peace in our community. And he has made it clear to us that he is here to destroy us. My people, please let us not sit on the sideline and allow this man to destroy this beautiful community of ours. Every misunderstanding among us is either caused by this man's action, by the president, or by his wrongdoing or his wrong actions. If we don't do something about it soon, there will be a time in this city we will not speak to one another, not even in Nisoma, which is Mandingo language. Do we really know? Do we really want that to happen? That's the question. The answer is clear. No, we do not want that to happen. Okay. It has been proven on several occasions that that it is not in this president's character to lead. And we can't blame him for that because God just didn't make him to lead. Okay. With that being said, below is the list of the president's wrongdoing. As we all know, Mr. Faliku Sano is one of the key persons in this organization. Faliku cares about everybody in this organization. He has participated in all activities held by this organization. Do you know that Faliku is not sitting or riding on the sideline? That's a question. What has the president said or done about Faliku's action? We all know the answer to that. Not one day the president has called Faliku or meet with Faliku to ask him why he has sat on the sideline. That's supposed to be a question from president to Faliku. As president for all, don't you think it is imperative to ask questions as such? But for Musa Keita, the president, he does not see it that way. Again, one reason to prove that he is really not meant to lead. Okay, believe it or not, the incompetency of this president does not stop here. Please proceed to the next bullet point. Please proceed to bullet point 2. You will be surprised. Majority of us disagree for this president to use the calling system until we understand the full detail and agree on the type of service to use. But yet the president continued to use the calling system without our permission. Tell me, do you think we should keep a president who does not listen to us but does what he wants to do? We don't think so. The president should listen to us and does what pleases us. Okay. Not think of us as trash and unimportant. This president really believes that our opinions, suggestions, and even ideas do not matter. What he says goes. Money issue has been the central point of our latest debate and our disagreements. And this president is aware of that, and he has continued spend our money without an account for on something that we did not properly approve. If we allow the president to continue to act as such, it will lead to breakdown of this organization. Wow. Huh?
No, yeah, go ahead, my brother.
Okay. The train does not stop here. It continues to roll on the same run track it has since its departure, and we must stop it. The worst is yet to come. Please continue to the next bullet point. Does the president have the power to disenfranchise some members from the group? That's the question. The answer is no. And if the answer is no, how did we allow the president? How did we allow him to use the calling system to call some people and leave some people out? Okay. It is believed. It is believed that every down paying member is entitled to be informed of any activities held by the organization via the calling system, regardless of completing or not completing the so-called the so-called membership form. Unfortunately, Vakamba Fofana, Musa Fofana, Liability, and others have fallen victim of the president's unacceptable, disrespectful action. Should we allow ourselves to remain under the presidency or leadership of a person who disrespect and victimizes people? That was the question. The answer is no. Impossible. We cannot. It is time to say no, no, and no. Okay. Did anyone ask the question why Brother Musa Sharif did not invite the organization as a whole to his baby naming ceremony? And do we know why the same Musa Sharif turned off his recorder at Lasso and Mami's wedding reception when our president Musa Keita, whom represented us, was asked to publicly thank those who attended the occasion?
We hear you.
Okay. It is important to know why action of those kinds were taken by Musa Sharif. It could be a sign of unhappiness about the way this president is going about doing things. We don't know, but we can find that out from Musa Sharif himself. We're down to bullet point number 5. Okay. Sunday, August 16, 2009 meeting was canceled. His answer will be it was due to the death of Samuka Kroma's daughter in Guinea. Ask him again. Then we had another death announcement, and we are yet to attend the bereavement of those? That's another question. He will tell you that of Samuka Kroma, or that of Samuka, is important, and meaning for others such as Musa Kone's uncle in Morovia, which occurred almost a month ago, and Mr. Asuman Fofana's sister-in-law is not so important. May Allah the Almighty have mercy on the diseases. But one thing the president should know is that every death is important, and there's no point of prioritizing when it comes to deaths. Was there a way to hold a meeting and then go to the bereavement afterwards? That's the question. Yes. We have done that before, and several members among us can prove that. Okay, so the president's reasons of canceling the Sunday August 16th meeting was poor, unpresidential, and disappointing to many of us. this is also one of many reasons why this president is not qualified to lead this organization. It has been practiced by the president to undertake using our resources in interest of people who are not registered nor are they active duty-paying members. Such action by Mr. Keita will only contribute to the destruction of the organization and end the spirit of unity. Mr. Keita, without constitutional authority, President undertook the bereavement of late Musa Sidiki Kroma, who was not active due-paying member. We're down to bullet point number 7. The president has boldly stated that this is his leadership and he is the final authority. Do you want to know whom the president said this to? If yes, he said it to Mohamed Kaba and Musa Fofana. We're not happy about the statement from the president. Feel free to ask them and they will tell you. Bullet point number 8. It has been proven that the president no longer consult his democratic elected vice president, Mr. Maurice Sana. Question. Once again, one more evidence of this president's incompetency to lead this organization. What more do we want? Believe it or not, this president was elected by us, but unfortunately, he is not for us. And president's supposed to be by the people and for the people. The truth is, this president has failed us and will continue to fail us if we do not act quickly. The president's wrongdoing do not stop here. The list goes on. Okay, Now, bullet point number 9. May Allah bless us all and guide us on the right path. Remember, together we stand. And the 10th bullet point would ask anybody, if you agree to all of the above, you sign your name. Or if you agree even one single item on this paper, you sign your name. Thank you very much for giving me a chance.
Thank you very much.
All right.
And at the end of the complaint, in addition to the complainant-in-chief, is a list of officials. But before going further, Mr. Musa Keita, President of the Atlanta Mandingo Association, did you fully understand the reading of the complaint?
Very clearly.
Okay, thank you. The next thing I want to ask, we'll proceed. The next thing I want to ask, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names. If you give me a chance, I'll get to read them in, brother. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 signatures.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
While I'm done reading, can I still obtain some more signatures?
Oh, if there are some people who still want to sign it, of course, but I just want to know that opposite Mr. Mohamed Kaba, is this your signature, sir?
Yeah, that's my official signature.
Okay. And opposite Mr. Mucha Sharif, is this your signature, sir?
That's mine, sir.
And Mr. Falku Sano is not here.
Musa Fofana.
No, the next is Musa Fofana. But I mean, I'm talking without a signature. I'm trying to get the people who are signatures.
Okay, you can ask anybody who doesn't have with or without a signature. Ask them. I would prefer.
Okay.
Did you authorize your name for on this list?
Excuse me. He's not to.
Yeah, no, I'm not following.
Not to say anymore. He's done. So it is you now to do what he's finished.
Yeah, Banga, you wanted to make a point of correction?
Yeah.
No, but correct something. Yeah, that's something you want to correct.
Yeah, I seen some people, all the people that signed name, some of them, I don't think they're registered members. And I can
say that again. We didn't hear
some
you.
people in here, they are not registered members.
Who are those?
Wait, Mapa Nabujuke. Ibeba.
Number one, yeah, I can say.
No, Ibeba.
Ibeba knows.
Okay.
Remember, that's not qualified. I mean,
Ikaro, one and a half and a body. One with our banner. Bangalina objection, mean race cano is very, very important. The complaint is valid. I want everybody to be able to understand that on its face.
No, not Ansu.
Fesu.
It's Fesu.
Fesu Sano.
No, Fesu Kroma.
That's
Fesu Sano, man.
Bas, okay.
That Fesu Sano.
Basu Sana?
No, yeah.
They complain.
Yeah.
Let me have your attention, please. I'm getting too much distraction, and we will not succeed if we continue to do that. Mr. Donzo and everybody else, they complain, even if by one person is valid, and it's good enough for us to investigate.
Yeah.
If there are other signatures, we just want to make sure that those signatures are genuine and they are part of it, so that then we'll proceed. That's all I'm going to ask. But while doing that, Mr. Donzo on my left raised his hand to say that there are certain people's signature or name. Did you say name or signature?
Name.
Okay, some people name on the document, they are not registered member. Now, he's raising another issue of people who are in a meeting or signing document and they are participating and they are not registered member. That's a separate issue.
Yeah.
That's a completely separate issue. We'll deal with that. We'll talk about that.
Okay, yeah,
but that does not diminish or remove the importance or the validity of this document.
No. You cannot complain on the leadership if you are not eligible, if you are not registered member.
Yeah, but the person,
those that if you register, what make you a member of the organization?
When you are registered and you are due paying member.
Excuse me, I think that's the truth.
Yeah,
this is simple. You can ask them who done
that.
Let me have your attention. Let me have your attention, please. I made copy of the Constitution, and we will go by the Constitution. I was asking, just on that, the people who signature in here, he's saying something. Nya momu ina bitu nya wode unafa kafa ko yen signature le no nyu na kafa wo mo wute manga kafa ma document sanke kake complain ale then we can object to their participation as a complainant in this.
Okay.
But can you wait? Let me get there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please. All right, thank you. Your complaint and observation is taken into consideration and it is legitimate. But let me finish exhausting the legality of this complaint. Okay. On the complaint list, as I was trying to verify the signature of those who are on it, okay? Mr. Mohammed Kaba, you say this is your signature,
yes,
right?
Yes, it's my signature, yes.
And I also see Mr. Musa Sharif. Musa Sharif, is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's two. Then I see Faliku Sano is not here.
No, that's Musa.
Can you give me a chance, please?
Go by the signature and the name.
Right. I'm conducting the I am trying to verify the name and the person whose signature it is. Then I will do that. If you get back with me, there's no partiality and there's no wrongdoing. But if you keep interfering with the way I wanted to do it, and then it will create chaos, and then you will lead me to making error I don't intend to make. So please bear with me.
Yes, sir.
If you find an observation of something that I did wrong, raise your hand to a point of correction so we can all be on the right track like what Bangali did. Okay. Musa Sharif, Mohammed Kaba have verified and accepted their signature. The next one I wanted to go to with a name with a signature opposite of Faliku Sano is not here yet. The next one I want to go to is Mr. Fesu Sano. Is he here? Yeah. Fesu Sano say yes. Mr. Mohammed Swari. Is he here?
He's not here.
Why that is it? Okay, Mr. Mohammed A. Sharif, he's not. Mr. Ansmana Kroma. Is this Oh, Ansmana Kamal, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's not here either.
He's not here, right?
Ansmana Kamal is taking in a listening. Oh, uncle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Also on the name, I found the name of Mr. Musa Fufana. Mr. Musa Fufana, are you part of the complainant in this complaint?
Well, this complaint, I have 3 complaints in there that I'm in concordance with.
That you don't agree with?
No, that I'm in concordance
with. You are in agreement with?
Yeah, number 3, number 5, and number 7.
So you are partly a signatory, but you're not signing, but you're in agreement with 3 components of this complaint.
Yes.
So he's a complainant. He agreed.
He agree with some.
I know, but I never.
Akakumala bande Anglendo mo fana mo document ko kano. Ai to mala ne wala dan ha sura. Bo le kuma fingala kwa.
Baba you rubber that.
Okay, I'm sorry. But na feo Jaffa ma indala. Na feo ikuma fo ani terena kwa. Mi wo yonga bi deni kata. Wallahi ala. Nanga bila Jaffa ma kwa. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You are accusing me of
I'm very sorry,
impartiality and wrongdoing. That is very offensive and very wrong. If I'm not qualified to lead and do that honestly, then let it be stated so that I can excuse myself. Maybe one of the council.
Okay.
Now, I don't think you're going to.
I can definitely cover your phone.
Women there.
Okay. Very good.
It's a
million. Mo susu signature 7 kan ope kar kuma susu 7 na bedina na before I not see.
Put it this above or one.
Even one of the above.
Go ahead.
So we are right.
Go ahead.
I'm on the right track.
I'm sorry.
He has apologized because I'm on the right track. The last paragraph on the document says, if you agree with all or even one, then you are signatory and must be observed. So Mr. Johnson, that's where you missed. By mistake, I mean, by mistake, I will one more body.
President.
No, I swear to God.
No, I think Bakama did a very good job. He's not the faces.
No, Ghana.
When I said the president, I swear.
I mean, even complaining.
Let me have Mr. Keita give me chance. We are about to bring him in. May I have your attention, please? Order, please. I say let's respect and abide by the rule. Mr. Kaba has stated, and I was still we're reviewing the signature only based on the accusation or the complaint by a member who said there are some people who name only they are not member of this organization. And I think that one of the area of the main complaint that the president acted in the interest of people who are not even member of the organization. So by that same expression and principle, why the person who is not even a member also should be on signatory or name should be on the document. And I think we're going to look at that. But before doing so, Council Musa Conan want to say something, and I want to gain the opportunity before we proceed. Musa, you get the opportunity.
Amo mana ya kafo mo na para kile ya fana tension ka ko mo mulu jusolo ayilo jaka ka sungaro koso ka tension fa ko karomi mo te ka suzali bere karo o dire karomi ne o sungaro mo mana suzali ka ya wona ta ka mitu mo na fanga ya akuma de na ojo sombi ama go because sungaro mi na dafa ka fo mo na na ziche da mo ko suzali mo ka daraje no na re amulo cha o miria kaka momula kawo kasungalo bunyale amo kuma one after another ka kumanya ya kaka sonzongole kwa ya kaka sonzongole mo bono te mo abisuno so amulo ja amo mo juso la ino fe ala wini mira kaka mo beba de makine Mandingo association mo beba de makine mo besilama meya ko balanya mo besilama le mo bebe ke ba de makine e kata mo bekere meya ka mo bebe silama le mo beba de makine amu le ja amu kuma ko kanya ji no na mo bam ko ko sala na ole mo woje mo we ko ka ulu nya ba mo fe mo gbanzo do woje ya be de mo woje amu le ja tu amu mo na plengwe ale mo a kuma Atlanta ya kwa me wa tembe ko le ndo no woje wa tembe ko ndo woje amu solution yi wula
That was an additional advice, word of advice from the council, as I also told you from the beginning. Let us respect one another. What the area, because we are reconciliatory and looking at the legality and making decision here today that will be fair, objective, and above all in the best interest of the organization. Among the accusation is, again, the president is doing something that will discourage or destroy unity. Now, we are inviting people to join. Now, if people who are not members cannot be part of, if you're not a member, you cannot agree. So Mr. Donso said that when the document that I gave him, the letter of complaint, he said he sees people named there who are not registered members. I want to give Mr. Donso the chance and to name the person he saw on this who is not a member of the organization according to what his definition. And then we will get there too. So we can look at so we can determine how we'll handle that aspect before we move forward. You want to say something? Okay, before that, Mr. Bangali, can we get a council chant? Council Fufana wants to say something.
Yeah, Makamba, Mindia, before Bangali na Kumaoke, grievance at the Musakita.
Not all you know. About more to Alonia who a grief party law, who on the more the law. Can he respond to those people? That's why I want you to point out those people he's talking about who are not members. Then we'll pass it to Musa. I got it. But let me find out first, because we're talking about, listen, the accusation that Bangali is making right now is pointing toward fraud.
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm a legal minded and working in the law enforcement institution, and when somebody falsifies document, we want to know who this person is so that the document can be legitimate, because this document is going to constitute the record of the Mandingo Association.
Definitely.
I want you to know that. So give me a chance 1 minute, sir. Mr. Donso, can you state your case as to who you think has falsified this document by signing or putting their name to it? I don't know whether they put their name to it or they signed it.
They signed or someone signed someone put it.
And they're not member of the organization.
Yeah.
They proceed. Who are they?
The first person is Mr. Ansu M. Kamara. Yeah. The second person is Mohammed Sharif. The third is Mohammed Soare. And the fourth is my own brother, Fesu Sana.
I just want by my record in my hand, I used to hold the check and you take a check. Na primu tembro, we na dem. Mr. Sano, you want to talk? But give me a minute. I just want to check the number of people. Stay there again. Could I get it to Fanny?
Ansu M. Kamara.
The very last one.
Kamara. There, Ansu Kamara.
Yeah. Mohammed A. Sharif.
Mohammed A. Sharif.
Mohammed A. Sharif.
Mohammed Soare.
Not.
Mohammed Soare.
Where's Mohammed Soare?
It's right there.
Oh, the one with the signature. Okay.
I'm not too sure of him. But I think he's a member.
Then who else?
And Fesu Sano.
Fesu Sano, they one.
Yeah.
And his son. Bangali has listed Mr. Fesu Sano, Mohammed Soare, Mr. Mohammed A. Sharif, and Ansumana Kamara. Are any of these persons among us here right now?
Yeah, Fesu Sano is here.
Fesu?
Yeah. I wanted to define the word member, because if someone is not a member, then there's no need to ask the person for due.
Have you paid due to the organization before?
Yeah, so many times, like bereavement, all that stuff, they asked me and I paid. If I don't pay $25, it's distinguish between the two things. If someone don't pay $25, the person pay $100, the person pay $50, then yesterday they say
Then do you see yourself as member of this organization or not?
As a Mandingo, I believe I'm a member.
You are a member of the organization?
Yeah.
Okay. He has answered that he's a member of the organization, and he said there is record that he's paying due.
I'm not controlling it.
Mr. Sharif,
yes, sir.
You are the photographer and recording this thing here. We want evidence in it. I want you to look at me directly, and I'm pointing directly to Mr. Donzo. Mr. Donzo, will you please allow me to conduct this meeting? You state what you believe is a fraud of the document, and I'm trying to look at it. I'm not investigating right now. I'm asking the person involved in it. Now, I will make a decision to find out whether this man is a member or not by me asking them individually. In a morning and the offer. I call as the man said by his definition he's a member because he's been paying due. I want to move to the next person. Give me a chance, please. I'm begging you. Okay. Mr. Sano Bekuma. Is Mr. Ansu Kamara here?
No.
Okay. Is Mr. Mohammed Sharif here?
No.
Sorry, is that Suarez? Okay.
Sharif.
He's not here.
Is Mr. Mohammed Suarez here?
No.
So, Bangali, for your information and the decision by the council, Mr. Sano can be considered a member of the organization for the fact that he pays his due according to what he's saying, and he's a Mandingo man.
Oh, Basu, member of that's my own brand. Now we are. Not only what the Macanilla. Come on, man. Why you do that?
Wait a minute. I tell you, Chelsea, I look at one funny. The Constitution says if you not registered, you are not. You can be part of the Mandingo community.
Okay, Musa Pele. Okay.
You started talking right now, it was not that your hand was up and you saw recognition. I really wanted to conduct this meeting in a way that will show mutual respect for one another. You will talk, you will be given the opportunity to talk. If you have a constitutional violation that you are citing, can you cite the page specifically? As the man is been paying dues, he's been paying 110 to the organization. Now, let me take back what I said, because by all definition, if you are Mandingo and you pay due to the organization, in this organization, as far as I know, you are a member. No?
Yeah, you are a member, but not a registered member, right?
Not a member.
But wait now,
It's not a membership. If we
Let me say something. I think if we learn to recognize one another, then we'll go smoothly.
Yeah, we'll go smoothly, no?
Yeah, you can't control it.
Yeah, I will.
Then you want for the meeting to go smoothly.
Yeah, but the thing is,
when
a common practice of this organization.
Yes.
Okay, now, are you saying page 3 on the, I mean, is there anything in the Constitution that talk about membership that we can say disqualify Mr. Sano from the membership? That's my question.
Yeah, my hand was still up.
No, can I question be answered? Let's deal with you will talk for a minute. Believe me, you will talk. I just want to know whether Mr. Sano is a member of this. He signed this document. We want to go to the validity of the claim of fraud. That he signed a document he's not supposed to be signing. In his own defense, he said he believes he's a member because he has been paying due. The question is, everybody we consider member, do they have a membership form filled out on that is in record? That one. Two, do we consider people who pay due members? Anybody want to jump on that?
Investigation. Then lumina kela. Ne na fola ka for petite memory. Nous quand dans le petit quand ka fa aller mau for or we are then arrest. Like
okay.
Kumate no. I'm just trying to read what is in the Constitution.
Yeah, right.
In relation to his case.
Right.
Page number 3 of the Constitution.
Page number 3.
Page number 3. Let's go to page number 3 of the Constitution, please. And then I will give Mr. Kamara chance, Mr. Fufana chance, you will all talk. So constitutionally, is he a member or not?
Membership. Article 3 of the Constitution, membership section 1, on page 3. It says the Atlanta Mandingo Association extends its membership to anyone who is a Mandingo by birth, lineage, marriage, and affiliation. All right, section 2. Active membership. To be considered an active member and be accorded any or all benefits and privileges of the Atlanta Mandingo Association.
That's it. The man really May I have your attention, please? I wanted to resolve the issue of Mr. Sano on constitutionality.
Have a quiet.
Let's have it quiet, please. I wanted to resolve the issue of Mr. Sano, whether he falsified and engaged in the act of forgery by signing a document he was not supposed to sign, and the argument is he within the constitutional right to sign the document? And Mr. Fofana is reading the relevant portion. May you continue to read some.
An active member and be accorded any or all benefits and privileges of the Atlanta Mandingo Association, one must do the following. A. Pay a registration fee of $25. B. Pay all monthly minty dues of $10, $10 US. C. Contribute $20 towards all baby naming ceremonies. D. Contribute $100 in case of any death within our community here in Georgia or its environs. E. Contribute $50 in case of any of our registered members encounter immigration or any legal problem. F. Constantly update your contact information with the Secretariat. G. Must be cordial and respectful to all members and officials at all times. Okay. Now, I want to follow up with your commentary here.
Yeah.
Because this constitution, I think I was a part of the committee that drafted this constitution.
Right.
And as we all know, everybody enacted this constitution, so it's binding on all of us, right?
Yes.
Okay. And as part of the constitutional committee, the understanding of these sections here is very clear. Once you are a Mandingo, the Atlanta Mandingo Association consider you a member of this organization. That's what section 1 says.
Right.
Okay. Section 2. Now, to be considered an active member, in order for you to get benefits, in order for you to be considered as an active member, and in order for you to get benefits and privileges of this association, you must meet up with these portions. The question now is, the young man has said that he's been paying some of these dues.
Right.
Is there any member of any of the leadership here who has gone to this young man and make him,
register,
and make him fulfill parts of these portions, and then leave him up on other issues?
Thank you very
much. Now you want to hold him, in contrary to this constitution? That's not fair.
Okay.
He's not here to do after he.
No, I asked the question.
Over to you. Yes, he should pass it over to you.
The thing is,
Mr. Fofana is a legal registered owner here. Member of the organization. He read what he believes to be the conformity of the young man in accordance with what a membership is supposed to do. He is also entitled, he is also entitled to express his opinion and commentary as to what he believes is right.
But you should ask that permission from you.
I give it to him.
No.
I did.
You told him to read.
Normally, you can't argue on everything, man. It's not right, man. No.
I'm not attacking you.
No, it's not good like that. You can't argue on everything.
Say what he wanted to say.
Okay.
Mr. Fofana,
Bangali, Mr. Stating why, in everybody's opinion, why the young man is a member. The young man has stated that he's a member, he's been paying due. Now, I want to give Mr. Kamara a chance. The Constitution has been stated. Mr. Kamara, you want to say something about this issue? And the issue, I don't have to state it, you know what we're talking about.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
In the first place, as you mentioned before, we're not here to show simplicity. We came here to face this thing, and I think Vakava has done a very good job by bringing this, forward. We will have continued, just sitting there. Everybody will continue to blame Musa Pele without doing anything.
Right.
So, in that light, and if we're trying to face it, let us have respect for one another. I believe that one of the problems that we have in this organization is that people seem not to have respect for one another. And if we respect one another, we can have this meeting in 2 hours times and leave from here. Exactly. What I was trying to say, and I think they have also, just discussed it. Just like simple, you have the Constitution. Even before Musa read the Constitution, before we started, you distributed the Constitution for us to at least go by that guideline, and of course that is right. So I just wanted to be recognized, so I can put forward what Musa just said, that what is in our Constitution, so we can just say that and move on, and you continue not to get me. You can't consider your mind to be everybody's mind. No, I'm not reading. No, and that's the truth. If somebody should have help, you don't know what is in our person's mind. If it's out of the way, then of course we'll move on to another. Something. Okay. But let's try to recognize one another, respect one another, then move forward.
If this respect was realized by me not recognizing you, and I talked to him, I asked, are you going to talk on the constitutionality of this man's right to be? And you didn't have a constitution in your hand. Musa has it, he was going to read it. Now I'm going to go to the constitution. And I said I was going to come to you, and I came to you.
Well, then you have belittled my output right there.
No,
of course.
But you see, if I'm conducting the first, then I will go to the commentary like what you said. Right now, you just wanted to talk. You didn't add anything new to it. You said what Musa said, what you wanted to say. Now, if you were saying,
what Musa said was it in place.
He does express his feeling how he felt.
Because what I said.
Well, substance.
Yes.
If anything was done to offend you, may I apologize, but that's not the reason why we gathered here.
Thank you.
Not to disrespect you or what they call you. The
Thank
Constitution.
You, and I respect you.
Okay, the Constitution has been. Mr. Fakifa Fofana want to say,
yeah, I'm going to tell you.
Okay, I want to do micro.
We knew is a complaint about the president of the presidency of Musa Keita. It will be a grievance against Musa Pele. We never knew that. Okay, now so what I would suggest is like we should leave that and discuss that later and go by the complaint that Mohamed Kaba read for us right now is most important to me right now, more than the product registration. That's what I want to say. If we can leave that and discuss that later, more to turn on the because it's not going to finish because he's not a registered member, nothing. So, Nimaka constitution, a register can benefit Usala, meeting do thing was but he's not an active member. He's not. And if you are not active member, you got a problem with the organization according to the constitution. So then I'm more open today. I'm more discuss the coffee, Musa. Brother, I think me recani and down it will be it will be the best thing for us. So we're gonna move forward.
I don't want to do it like the way other people do it for everybody who thought that I keep commenting. But again, the reason why Vakifa we got to do that is this document is being charged for not being genuine because somebody's signature on it who is not supposed to be on it. Now, if we're going to take the document, signature that challenge the validity of the document by itself. If you allow anybody, any quadruple member to carry and sign it, or anybody, then we don't have a member complaining.
Well,
but nevertheless, we have established that even if it were Mohammed alone and he filed a complaint, we'll look at it. But the Constitution area that still, and my original statement, I'm still standing by it. Is there any other person who wants to talk about the constitutionality of what? Mr. Fofana, do you want to say something?
Organization?
Right.
Yeah, I have something to say.
May I hear from you?
Because we have problems like that in the previous administration. And according to how this brother read the Constitution right now,
I want to know, or I want someone to differentiate between a member and active member.
Okay, good question.
If I'm due every time, like meeting due or any contribution to us, anything for signing up with the organization, then why you should not receive the benefit?
Okay, let me answer a very important question, and I want to take a picture and wipe my face. What the upon administrations, including that of Mr. Musa Keita, that there are some requirements that have been omitted. Let's speak the truth to one another. And I'm looking straight into the camera. If the young man qualifies in some area of the Constitution, I'm coming to your active member and registered member. Is that a differentiation, right? If the man we can accept money from him to pay $100, but another area of his qualification, which is registration, he hasn't done that, whose fault is that to take money from the man who is not a member? Is that the man he said or the administration? Exactly. Thank you for answering that question. Is the administration, right?
Yeah.
But where about this administration who is receiving the money but yet trying to say that the man shouldn't sign the document? So you see, you can't have it both ways. You can't take the man money and then say he cannot talk. Wherever his money is, he can talk. Now, what I would like to find out, and I'm raising my voice, I'm sorry, is I thought they go face together.
Yeah.
Is Festus San already paying money to the organization that he claimed?
Yes.
As the president. Mr. President? Let me answer the man.
Let's finish.
Gentlemen, you are listening. If Festus is paying his money, he's member.
Active member.
He's active member.
Okay, now in the and still I was not considered as active member. Even some meeting, I was excluded from some meeting because I'm not active member. No, kumale kwa.
Yeah, baby,
because the time I consider que kafo ko a fingele. Mo fana administration men na a pay registration due. Ka ndane ko kafo na fa. Ka ton fara besra continue. Kana to register. And I've been paying due from liability administration from the beginning to the end.
Okay, this registration thing. What happened is, if in the future, and I'm going to make this thing so we can pass on, man, we don't have to dwell on this thing here forever and ever. In my capacity as council chairman and as a genuine leader of the council and conducting the meeting from the reading of the Constitution, which nobody get problem with, this man has satisfied portions of his qualification. There's nothing in it to say that if you do not satisfy the totality of the qualification that you are not a member, you should not even sign a document. The Constitution didn't say so. Correct. And the Constitution is clear as to your membership. Festus Sano qualified in many areas. But if the contrary is true, Musa Keita here, I want to give him a chance. Musa, can you answer just a direct question? If you have anything else to say, we'll give the chance on this particular gentleman membership. Is he paying any money like he claimed to this organization that as a Mandingo? Because in the first place, and he member. And then two, he said he's been paying money. Has he been paying some money? Musa Keita,
before Musa come, you cannot make one point.
What's that?
On this constitution. You see, the benefit, there is two membership in the thing that you refer to here.
Thank you.
We have member and we have active member. But if you look at those that are supposed to receive the benefit in this constitution, it does not mention member. It mentions active member. If you look here.
Yeah.
So if we are talking, unless if we decline this constitution, which is not well written, then of course we can go on. But if we follow this constitution, you wrote the constitution, look at it. You only mention active member here for the benefit.
For benefit.
Let me finish. Yeah?
Is this the benefit? Is this the benefit to agree?
Yes.
I don't think so. First of all,
let me finish.
No, this is a square here. It's to vote.
It's a member.
We are violating one another again. They yelling and screaming. I said that was not a no-no. But as I want to say something, then we can move forward. We will try to do it right, no matter what. There's nobody interest is greater than the next person. Mr. Fafana, did you want to say something? Huh? Yeah, you will talk after you got a question, please.
Yeah, we are dwelling in the membership issue here. Because membership, Article 3 in our membership, Section 2 for active membership. Okay? Yeah. Active membership, more on the English can now because of for active membership. Because more means here in honor. Here is it. The Pesu Sanyo, active membership, more the moment that I want to use. Okay? When 7 years, the moment that I want to lose, I can't register. I can't. Moment for an year, monthly dues are $10 every month. Where did it? Where was $20 for the way was yeah. But mommy, you know, yet it all register can take. With the $25, you are a member, you are not an active member.
But why
hold on. Tomorrow. Listen. I will come more brother than member of Bassani. Member is a member, but it's not active member. Then we are the Catata fully can member. When I can market. Organization mean we come for him. I'm not a cat in member. Don't market. Member of the dinner, but they are bellow. I don't know what because he's not active member. I'm on registration. There are money. I'm a Sarah. Let us put it through where it belongs. Facebook. What thing I reckon I'm not doing a genius. How can you do so lally? At any tension, at any emotion. We're here to fix it. Meeting and wake up more will have done. Right. Whatever mistake the administration made towards a young man, more what you had there, in a couple of years, administration I mean will run to you. Right. Before the person pay $100, let him pay him $25. Exactly. That's why you understand? Before he pay $50, let him pay him $25. To be qualified as an active member for the organization, then he can get all the benefits. One of the benefits of this signing this petition. Yeah. Because he's a member, you know. Basically, the organization is different. Administration is different. Administration is different. Council require the routine, all the record. They know who are the active member and they know who are not. Thank you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So in that area, there to rest this one here. For the moment, a member and I will move the new way. Was wrongly accepted from him because you knew very well the young man is not an active member. Before you're taking $100 from him and register. Come on and register here. What we banner, then for Jenny Minnie, I will know. I will continue to. I will work partially. Because I'm not showing the fair. Because of that $25, the young man didn't pay to register by the administration. Yeah. Mon kumami be ni am no wolo kama so legality you no wolo constitution. Yeah. That means more like if we can reconcile Well, ourselves, one more jet in the be. Let us do that one there. Kata technicality same on banding. More ball. Right? More be all legality. Look at what in an buyer.
Okay,
so me never got there. I'm all happy to solve.
But man, I come over and we do some more commandment law. All those, with everything that have been said, but I still want Musa to answer the question whether this man has been actually paid his money though. Whether he paid any money as claimed.
Not only Musa administration, previous administration.
Yeah, I did it right. Musa. Facebook.
Yeah.
Ko I remember le kwa wulisra ate wulisra ya administration la kati basama wuli adeni president yala abe wulisra question
during this administration or in the past administration?
Well, in the past administration you part of that from your information on the record you have.
The past administration.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I was not in charge on that. Liability was in charge.
So you can respond to that.
You see now? You see,
I did
not say a word.
So you can respond
just give me a chance to talk.
Let me have your attention. Let me have your attention, please.
You can be at all.
And I'm going to give me 1 minute. I come to a defense. Give me 1 minute. Mr. Kaba, yeah, give me a chance now, Musa. This is the way we've been doing it before, and I said we're not going to do it. They're yelling and screaming and responding when you are not supposed to be responding with a stop, please. Mr. Kaba, let me warn you, I beg you. Let him respond without interfering because whatever you're doing and the hunu and the charter on the side will cause us will never reach to our end. So, Mr. Keita,
yeah,
for the interruption, let me apologize. It was not part of what we said we're going to do here today. Mr. Kaba and everybody, give Mr. Keita a chance to answer the question. Mr. Sano, has he been paying money, or is he having a form, registration form fill up as a registered member of this organization, qualifying him as both member and active member as the Constitution stated? The floor is yours to please make some clarification based on your record. Based on your record.
Thank you very much. That's why I have all my references here with me this evening. First of all, I would like to say, well, let us consider this meeting to be very important and respect one another. That's very important. This young man called Fesu Sano, according to my record in the past administration that I have here, I didn't verify all, but he got 2 payments made, which was a real man $100 during the past when our sister passed away. I seen that information. But he has not regularly, in fact, been paying his meeting. That's one. That was in the past administration. In the past administration, I recommended the president. I sincerely emphasized on it to tell him, I said, look, what we are doing, we need to have everybody registered. The president keep, delaying the process. Then, during my administration, I have not seen a single down payment by him. But before I start my administration, I was able to clarify to everybody. I said, before I begin my administration, I want to be transparent, and that's the process I'm on. And so people are not even giving me a chance. That's why I went to create a legit system, which of course will allow each and every member, either you former or a new coming member within this Atlanta Mandingo Association, to fill in this form here. The form was presented to the Sano family to fill in the form, and if you know you are not registered and you have not paid your $25, you better pay it now before you be considered to be an active member in this organization. Because according to the council and the member of this Atlanta Mandingo Association, you will not start your administration without the Constitution be amended or the new Constitution be amended. And that's the new Constitution we have, and that's the Constitution I'm going by. Therefore, distributing this form, I get insulted by some of the former members concerning this phone, why I've given them this phone. Take this shit out of my face.
Can we go to the point?
I'm coming, though. I'm coming. So, and this is a legit phone. I'm going by the Constitution to make sure that each and every member that will say, well, I'm paying my due, I'm not receiving a benefit like we are doing now. Nobody, hold on, I'm coming. So that's the reason. Listen. I'm coming. The question is.
You're not answering that question. I just want to know.
Sir, he been paying the due to you or not?
That's exactly.
Not this administration.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not paying. I mean, the people refusing to fill the form, and some people insulted you. Was that the question?
He been paying the due for the administration? No.
But that's all.
Okay, that's to a point.
Not to you.
All right.
No.
To a point, please.
All the due paying member to show whether he been paying it or not.
In the past or now?
Throughout from
okay,
the past.
I got the past here. It's right here.
So you have it.
Yeah, like what I stated that I was trying to check here. I see his name, Fesu Sound, his name, right? I see some payment here that he did. Like
because you hate in our finance. I got confused. He paid that during your administration.
No, not my administration.
So in the past administration, as a matter of fact, he has paid some due.
So I see it here.
Okay, then this administration, because according to him, during his administration, I have not paid anything. During the death of Sidiki, may so rest in peace. You both request him to pay $50 and I pay him. That was in your administration. And why
Definitely.
And why you tell me you tell me at this time tell me say I'll never pay your administration?
That's true.
أنا فت ده سنة.
Well, Musa. I said, listen to me. I was inviting everybody, and I said, I thank Musa for all the. I told him today. Or with all the chatting and the back and forth conversation, I was told that you were not going to come to the meeting, and you decided to come to the meeting anyhow. And I want to thank you for that. But right now, you sit down right there. I ask you a question. I bet tomorrow I'm going to. You said now right there, Musa, you have just contradicted yourself. Do you know that?
Are you asking me or you telling me what I did?
No, I'm asking you.
Okay, ask me instead of telling me what I did.
Let me control this. Let me rephrase the question.
Okay.
I realize. I realize that you have contradicted yourself. Do you know that?
I don't know that.
Okay.
Make a slip of mind.
I don't know that.
Listen to me now. All right. Hey, the man said, and it has been verified by a member of your administration, that during your administration, you collected $50 from him for a course.
Okay.
As a member collection, you're collecting from members.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I did not. What happened is, Momo na Wuliwo Sarara. Momo na Wuliwo Sarara. Members, because we get two sections separated in the Constitution. We say member and active member. Members, Susu Atlanta, we are more than almost going to 200. After getting a Sarara, that means he was being a member. He paid based on that. Most of them maybe I don't even know whether he named me on that list or not because like I said, if you verify that his name is there, that's why maybe because that's what I said. That's why I was checking on my book to find out because we have to go through every document. Tomo anyway. Yeah.
What if I take out nation tell one to my
Will you please give us respect, please?
I'm giving you respect. Na tu nyeka for. Wala me respect. Ni tu ma for the respect. Mbe kuma. Na mo kaka tu nyeka. Mbe respect. Kata mbe so mi tu ma me de kaba.
Ele ya kuma tena na kala be ya tu nyale ya no. No, it's not like that. I defend him like anybody.
Mr. Fofana, Mr. Donto, will you please let have one person to control the meeting? Mr. Donto, I tomorrow, Mr. Sano, let have attention here, please. I want to beg Mr. Bangali Donto to please let us give each other respect. When you see something that is wrong, you raise your hand and you state the correction. Please don't bust in it and then more you don't know I will women aware no more where he John Fan.
Okay, never Madia now. Because back for la cafona, it may come out for la part. It takes the mature for a member will be a catching. You never want to get your head give me a chance. Give me a chance, man. Mr. Keita was answering the question. As soon as he clarified it, we'll move forward.
Thank you. Yes,
Mr. Keita, Vakefa collected the money as well as you were collecting the money for the late Siddiqui, may his soul rest in peace, as on behalf of the organization member. Did Vakefa tell you that he has collected money from Mr. Sano, that Mr. Sano has paid his own money, that you order that money collected? Did Vakefa tell you?
Well, first of all, that question I cannot answer that in there because I did not even know that these people need to be on this list to sign against me today. So if we want to go into order, like Vakefa said, I should have all the information. If I would have received this, how do you call it? The letter? Yeah, the grievance against me, then exactly I will be fully prepared to come and answer the question that you asking me now. But due to the fact that you say you sent it to me by a satisfied mail, and which of course I did not receive it, and that satisfied letter should in fact be forwarded to the secretary, not even me. But however, I consider that to come. Hold on, I'm coming. So the payment, the payment.
What's secretary there?
No more. No, I'm coming to that. The payment that the payment that
financial secretary. He is not a financial secretary. No, that is
Let me have your Mr. Keita, yes. I'm begging you, when your question is asked, will you please go to the question instead of where the letter should have gone, and we'll get into the letter.
Okay.
The letter validity of a signature only. We're talking about the legality of the action that will be taken here today. And if anything was wrong, you can challenge it however way you want to challenge it, where it should have been sent and ordered. And more than is here, it may back matter one go. Moitre for Jamie that talk on a membership malady.
Okay.
I want to restate it one more time.
Okay.
And I'm not trying to go around with this, and I'll get a chance to Mr. Sano, you want to say something. Vakefa collected the money as well. You collected the money for the late Siddiqui burial, and you were collecting the money say from a member of the organization. Vakefa is saying down there, one more time, man.
Before this okuma answer kela na all for ina ne itoma ngara answer ka netuma law therefore we going to come and face issue like this. So by me saying earlier, because now for ina go the past administration he paid some due can for ina ne ke
about the answer ke
itoma law to me answer ke what doing my administration mo we hit into ke amba we sra I know about that, but it me our brothers Siddiqui so rest in peace. Contribution make an all member Belena member.
So he member.
So therefore
yes, he's
specifically member and active for taking it there. Kafo alle kafo na aye kafo alle na to sha na to ma friends be ko no we se betem and that's why ni vakifa kafo na asra. That's true, he paid to it. So that mean I make a mistake there.
Mr. Fufana,
and I apologize for that because I didn't know.
What all this here, man? Let me have your attention. The president apologized for misspeaking, but the man did pay him $50. Mr. Sano, did you say you have something? May we listen to you, please?
I have a question. This question is concerning the non-member and active member. Okay, let's just imagine if somebody registered and pay his $25, and the person is not paying no due at all. Is that person an active member?
Yes. You want to that one? Yes.
If you can't pay, you just register with $25 when you can't pay due.
Yeah.
And you can't pay all the question. Are you an active member?
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Fufana, please.
Mr. Ansman.
Moi, moi, pour me faire, moi, faire le moi, voyons pas. Moi, d'où n'a pas eu la jam, mais quand c'est ma chouille, mon yo yo me kama quoi. Nous d'été dîner à Nabutu. Moi, ben n'a pour me kama, moi n'a comme moi, comme for à peine nous comme moi, comme moi t'as le mapa.
Thank you.
So please, Mr. Fufana, ne comme n'a n'est là quoi. Ne da opinion de quoi. Même pas pour me finir pour me ne font non. Yo va que fana pas n'enga bien. Moi te be so la ma bi ne taille ni non. Ça mo be jamba. Constitution quand ben na fa complément dit là. Let us talk about that. And aya president na complement dit na ka woleni. What you have to say. Moi wala mais then moi na kuma membership ko be ka be pa. Fesu kende mi ko le quoi.
Fesu kende o.
Moi chama balé organisation mino ou du strata non le but dia na member ba mo na ko fama ko makabi wala mo be tia for so na tanya. So idea wala ka ma
Mr. Toure, did you want to say something? Did you want to say something? Let me hear you, please.
Yeah, for the purpose of the record, since this record going to be put in a file, there's an error here we need to rectify first. The date Sunday, August 17th is a Monday. That means Sunday should be 16th.
Okay, yeah,
we case of the record.
Yeah, we can make that correction.
For that
Which one are you talking about now?
The complaint. Because in the future, when next person comes, you will say complaint was filed or was written on so day.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That was my mistake.
The record stands corrected.
Yeah.
The record stands corrected according to the observation of Mr. Toure. All right, here what we will do. We will move forward.
And the next thing, I already read the complaint. Are we allowed to caution him if we have any caution for him for the purpose of the record?
Yeah, no, not
because
yet.
some things were said. I live more after I would do like the Maya.
You right now though.
But I mean, if we have to investigate it.
No, we have to investigate it. Okay. Yeah, because thank you very much. When on the agenda, I tomorrow do. Yeah, not doing okay. Let me have your attention, please. May I have your attention, Mr. Toure and everybody. May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? The answer to Mr. Sano's question, I don't know whether he here is. Your answer is yes, the man is a member. And the way it has always been done, according to the administration and everybody, when an incident happens to a person that will receive a benefit, the calculation is made that benefit amount will be equivalent to their contribution, or a determination will be made of to what percentage it is. So therefore, the person is a member when they have been making contribution. That's the answer to your question. To move forward, we are on item number 4 of this meeting that we got here today. Mr. Musa Keita, President of the Atlanta Mandingo Association. But before Musa answered the question though, before I put it to him, is there anybody here who want to add anything else to that? To what? To whatever complaint there is in the document that Musa administration has done that you want to say something?
Just to add.
Add anything. Do you have anything to add more? Okay, Mr. Jaleba, please.
No, my only concern is most of the time they are being. I heard they are being having a meeting whatsoever. So most of the time they don't. That I guess they handpick people that they invite to those meetings, and then there's certain people they don't call. I just want the person to emphasize on what's the reason of that.
So that's your concern.
That's my concern.
Any other question?
Yeah.
Let me get to that.
What I just want to add is that this is a very important document, and one of the members here that we consider to be against that was part of this suggestion against Musa, Mr. Fofana did not sign this. So I think if you guys will allow us, for Mr. Fofana to sign this, that actually he has already said that he is in concurrence with this document. But to make it more legal, if we will allow him to sign, because
is that the original here?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Fofana, are you willing to sign it? Whatever question you agree on?
Yeah.
So we'll consider that sign. Any other pricing?
If the original is here, I can sign.
Yeah, you will sign the original, and then that original you can give to me too. We'll submit it to the president. Any other pricing?
Yes, sir.
The meeting on the 16th was cancelled, and it's part of the grievance filed against your administration. But before that, this organization was waiting for you to give us a financial report. In the liability administration, you were collecting money, and liability was collecting money. And in the last meeting, it was suggested to you to write liability. Liability is not here today. Here is a two-phase question. The first question is, do you have a financial picture representative of this organization with you to give it to us here today? Do you have it? Okay. Mr. Barry, you're not a lawyer here.
I'm not a lawyer, Mr. Bakamba. I'm not completely making a friend. This is what I'm not a financial player. I'm not a player. I'm not from Germany. Completely can handle financial issue here. I'm not completely. There's no financial issue here. What are the way? Yeah, what are the
way? Besides my chairmanship, I'm also a member of the organization. That whenever we meet, it was expected of the president to give us a financial report. I'm asking whether he has it. And we, the council, called the president administration to meet with him, and he did not meet with us. The last meeting before the 16th, we asked him to write a letter to liability to turn over the organization situation. Have you done that letter to him?
That question will answer you.
Okay, all right. You're not going to answer that question.
This is why we are here. And that's it. Yeah.
Today, I don't see it. Let's go back to nothing more.
Could work around.
You didn't
work around. Alala enji no kwa ni chinangu no kwa
yes, I don't get it. Then we just conversation will go on. I, an American citizen, will look over and see my citizenship. I have the right to ask questions. I have the right to assemble, and I'm a member of this organization, and also I'm a chairman. If my president is here, I can ask him a question anytime. He can say, I don't have one answer, or I will answer the question.
Yeah.
And it was actually said that when we meet again, he was going to give us a financial statement.
Yep.
It was said. And he was supposed to write a letter to liability. I want to know whether he carried on any of those things. Now, if he didn't do it, that would be part of the grievance that he need to be considering, because he didn't do what we said do.
I said, I will not answer to that question because it's not part of this grievance. Period.
But you say you didn't receive the grievance, you just received it here, though.
Yeah, that's the because he did not send it to me. I just received it here.
Musa,
I received it.
Okay,
I received it. I received your test.
Okay, Musa, I told you, and now argument between me and you, man. They complain. I told you, receive it.
I'm getting some document for this. I'll complete that. What's the
Okay. And the way I wanted to do this was that there were others who did not write, but they are feeling, and Jaliba is one of those who just said it. Okay. Is some of the people list? I mean, the person who I'm not saying here, I don't know whether he's here, but I want to ask him before I pass it on to you. Mr. Faluku Sano, is he here or you gone?
Yeah, it's right here.
Do you have any complaint or grievance against the current administration?
I don't got nothing against nobody because I'm not a member of the organization. I'm just sitting down right here to be observer.
Okay. Faluku, what a member of the organization, there got to be a reason for that.
Does that illegalize the document though, because he signed it?
No, it does not.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm just making sure.
Well, why would it? Will anybody objecting to that?
No, it does not.
Okay. But he is saying right now, and from all indication, he has a problem. To say, oh, I'm not Timo Kokatinote, then that's defeating the purpose. Gentlemen of the council, this is it. Faruku say anyway, I mean, he's seems terribly upset. Can we discuss that just like that? I don't know what to call it. Faruku saying, we need to know. Faruku, again, I want to know, is there a situation that you have, an organization that you have been a stern arm of it today? It has been quite a few meetings, you didn't come to the meeting. Is there something that bothering you about this before, I mean, about anybody of this organization, including the current leadership? It's a question one more time.
Which one?
This not again.
Not again. Not again.
Alright.
We can sign this.
You may not tell me to be to sign it because I have please. I have
Okay, thank you. A serious complaint was filed against your presidency by the members.
Okay.
The members have expressed it in both in writing and verbally.
Okay.
The first question, are you guilty or not?
I am not guilty.
You're not guilty?
Yeah.
Okay. What we will do is that this organization today cannot sit down here to start opening investigation because it was written. Are you prepared to submit your response in writing where you're sitting right now? Question,
no.
yes or
no?
Man, this is
no.
I'm trying to do it legally.
I just answer you no.
Okay. Your answer to how you plead is that you say you're not guilty, right?
Not guilty.
And then you're not prepared to submit your response right here, even because you just received it.
Yeah.
So the appropriate thing to do is to give Mr. Keita a chance to respond to every count of the allegation. He will submit it to the council, and the council will review it and maybe call an emergency meeting in consultation. That's the way I want to handle it.
Okay.
And in doing so,
meeting over?
No, meeting not over. In doing so, if you have this kind of allegation, serious allegation hanging over you, you cannot continue as the president. You cannot continue as the president with this serious allegation hanging over your head. By virtue of the power vested in me, we will announce that you are suspended and you will desist. It's not funny though.
It is funny. It is funny.
It's not funny.
It is very funny.
All right. Finish.
Okay, Tom.
You have allegations. The organization cannot function with you having this allegation hanging over you.
Okay.
In a court of law and in precedent and everywhere, when an administrator is being questioned and his confidence by the people is being challenged, then you cannot enjoy the confidence of the people. Okay. It is in my opinion that it is prudent that you step aside and the organization can decide who will act as an interim until you can submit your finding, your observation, your rebuttal to disprove, and you can submit it with evidence and you can submit it with proof to the council, rebutting every count of the allegation in there. And this is the decision that I think is in the best interest of the organization, in the face of the fact that you say you're not guilty, you're not dismissed, you're not removed, but you will step aside until we can resolve this issue. And in doing so, I will ask you to not exercise any presidential authority, not represent this organization as the leader until this matter is resolved. And hereby so order.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I want to add. First of all, hold on a minute. Hold on. First of all, you have no authority. Yeah. You have no authority. I want to say something here. I'm coming, please.
You're not coming, I'm coming.
No,
sit down.
You talk, and I give you a chance to talk.
You give me a chance?
I give you a chance to talk.
You give me a chance?
Because you on the floor talking, and I keep quiet.
Yeah, but
so I said I want to act.
Yeah, but wait, let me
so
finish.
give me a chance.
I will give you a chance.
Okay.
I will give you a chance. Let me have your attention.
No, for what?
Mr. Fofana.
Let me have your attention.
Shit.
Let me have your attention.
Listen, you should buy it.
You're gonna talk. There is. Let me have your attention, please. Let me have your attention, please. Before I started, I gave you the Constitution. The Constitution clearly placed me in a position to look at the matter. The matter is not resolved. It's an ongoing. Allegation was submitted to you.
It was not submitted. Don't say that.
It was not. It was not submitted. I just gave you a copy.
So how can you ask me to
come on, man.
If you want to spoil it, we'll spoil it. I'm telling you that.
So be careful what you're saying, okay? Okay.
To be far against
This is not the first time.
A
documented complaint.
It's a question. Before conclusion, I want to say a word.
Let me attention, please. Let me have your attention. I was speaking. Listen to me now. Let me control the thing. I'll get you. The authority from which I was talking was from the Constitution that placed me in a position to sit and listen to the complaint filed against the president. I asked him whether he's guilty. He said he's not guilty. Hey, fair, right?
That's a law.
Fair.
You're not guilty.
He's not guilty.
Then you need to defend yourself by submitting your argument to express or challenge the allegation and exonerate yourself.
You did not say that. You did not say that.
here.
In my offer.
In the Constitution.
We can discuss that here.
We can finish it here. We can finish it here. It's
we are going to accept, listen to me. We're going to accept documentation of the allegation which copy you got. In response, we're going to accept written documentation.
Okay, let me talk then.
At the same time, the organization will be functioning.
At the same time, because listen, if you want to challenge what I did, there are many ways avenue open to you. You can go to court. Let me have your attention. I think the problem we have is the problem we're having is the procedural misunderstanding is giving us hard time.
Thank you. Yeah.
And the procedure is what I just followed.
No.
The procedure, Musa, we're not fighting. We never will fight.
Because you put it into
Can you go to
Mr. Because I have not finished the day. That's why I want to
I can't do it. Yeah, I know. I don't get to you. I'm not willing.
Something against this man here. Everything. It's not fair at all.
That we have the problem. Mr. Asmana Fufana is recognized to talk.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Keta, you said that. Let me ask you a question.
Well, the same statement that I say we're not here for no legality and not here for no technicality. Our meaning is a traditional things, and let us solve it traditionally. What Bakamba has just stated as a councilman, and I believe that the power invested in him, I believe in that. But whatever decision Bakamba has to take, we have to come to one understanding. Cannot be unilateral. Because that's what the council is about. Even though he's a chairman, he has that power, but it has to be done by consensus. So what we are saying here, what I'm saying here to this evening, let us solve this thing here traditionally. All those that have stake in this thing here, I'm begging all of you. I'm not begging Sungal Balen. I take we here to come and watch somebody didn't it. We're not here for that. More man to solve this matter so we can come back to our mainstream as a Mandingo, as a Muslim. We're not here for more than the technicality, legality, whatever the man done wrong, grievances have been given to him. Given a chance, let him respond. Okay? Hold on. Don't give him a chance. We are giving a man the grievances have been given to him. He said that he did not receive the grievances for him to review it. So whatever response he has to come, it has to come from there. Now he are just getting the grievances. Let us give the young man a chance to go and review it, then he can respond to it. If the allegation that was mentioned in the grievances or the petition is false, we all here, we can listen to it and say, yes, what was it? The man had denied everything. So, for us to come and suspend a man from the leadership right now, to me, it's not feasible. Let us solve this thing traditionally. And this is my opinion. We shouldn't go too far. I you more order black.
You want me to say something?
Name yeah, well, that's my opinion. Not the Musa, let him come with his own opinion. Musa, come away.
Go sit down and I need to speak up.
I am chairing this meeting, Mr. Ansman, when I recognize you.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I bet you are. You don't recognize me. Don't do that. I understand. He has given his opinion. I made a decision. Mr. Conan wants to speak. He will give his opinion. I will do one thing. After he speaks, I will want to come in again. For Mara Benjamin, we'll follow tradition. But above all, we'll follow the rule of law. Mr. Conan, I'm here for you. I will go around and then we can hear opinion as to how we can I make a better job this situation. Go ahead.
Meeting me na we na ka for more now for me you no more abambi. So I don't see no reason for more meeting me postpone ka pana kana no keep ana organize what the more go amoka we have no ya tan the more go ka for what the more to meeting kila kana si ka fara kumate ba Frenga di le musaba nyamusa kalo ka for him drama be kara be sajabi ajabi asidi amuna what about ko ka tanga ma esa nyale ka ka patu tamaro na mo tana sajabi ali musa ka be jabi asidi amuna mo be ka mo na kumami na ba
Mwana ndewo kama.
No, so you put the nyabe so far dara be ka fada.
Mwana ndewo kama.
All right. So mo ka kumala si ko. Ka ta kana ta mo si.
Awe jela bro.
Aboma di reja. Mo na mo mi na vila le. Mo mi mani wa social media mi ani lo mi na mo na we ka fala mo bro le ka jikingo. Mo be ka bade male. Me mo kana ko le ka fo mi mo gbe inu nya mi mo la fala.
Vamos a akoro for berekio.
Amo kana ko le.
Ile na wila, ile musa kone.
Mo kana ko.
Ina wila coming after that not a chika bide.
Okay,
I'm telling you man, ina wila coming after. Na duwa kole. Ne ka gouvernement juro lo. Okay.
Moka. Mona ila ka for me ya mo be ba de makirenele. Mo forget about for this is Chroma, this is Kwana, this is Fofana, this is Kaba, this is Ture. Amo nyina ko Bob. Mo be ba de makire. Mo Atlanta no watemi no we ka mo ti mase yataba. Me instead of ka for wo be kala mo ti si no ya ko lo. We na ka ne na ati yatala ka for ke nya ko we ka ta to amo mo nyo la den. Nya ko ka mi bula so ke ira ko lo juma ko lo amo ke yo no ka lo dia no bula. Afko constitution ka kakala. Kabe mi de ma mo jamana mi suro ni ka fo kwanya kala de na ka aylo wado ilala ka fo mo mi sala mo ka ka mi do ma mo mi ka ta mo ka ka mi ka wonya mo ka ka ulu kala me ka fo mi na mo tai no osada ka ta gouvernement mo chana ala mo ta ma o ko fana ali mo ma wo yela mo kun no America so so tena tala America gouvernement chana ama fo ilo ka be mo tradition ma ama fo ilo ka be mo ko ma ama fo ilo ka be mo culture ma nya ka tinya mo gbaza wo che mo gbaza ka ta da inu wo che wala ka ta so ma.
Thank you man.
That's his opinion. It's not funny. I don't know why it's funny, but let's take it. Muta did your allegation are serious. I told you, are you guilty? He said not. Are you prepared to defend? You said here. He said no.
I didn't say that. You see, you got everything wrong. You say in writing. Mr. Fone, come on, eh?
You said in writing. Asked 2 questions. He said, "Are you guilty?" I said no.
He said, "I'm sorry when I'm hearing." Okay, okay, I'm sorry about that, but I'm trying to.
I never recognize you yet, though.
No, but yeah.
You are not recognized. You need to disturb it. You're not going to
today.
Yeah, you're not going to disrespect me.
I'm your president too. You need to.
Exactly.
Yes.
You were invited and you are under investigation for wrongdoing. I don't know if you know that. And in doing so, I ask you Did you receive the letter that was sent to you the appropriate way? So you didn't receive it. I gave you a copy right here. It was read to you. Are you ready to defend yourself?
Yes, absolutely. I can defend myself right now.
Yeah,
right now, it will be a very short time.
Yeah, but the question is...
Of course it is.
Yeah, okay. So you yielding?
I'm sorry when I'm yielding, but I'm talking. You have to fight. It's a question directed to the president.
Do you know
and the president, the problem is I'm not finished.
No, but
the president has the right.
You're not allowed.
The president.
You're not allowed to dominate the meeting, Musa.
I'm not dominating the meeting.
Okay, you give
I'm
me a
the
chance.
president, and you ask me a question. So give me a chance. Let me explain. Give me a chance. Let me explain. No, now you chairman.
I am calling this meeting.
I'm ahead of you as a council chairman. I'm the president. So if you ask me a question, I'm not stopping. I'm telling you the
procedure. Why is that so difficult? A written complaint was submitted against the presidency of Mr. Musa Keita. For the record's sake, it would be appropriate to receive a counter response to the written complaint. I asked the gentleman, are you guilty? He said he's not. And that's fair. Then it is required that you submit a response to the written complaint. Now, if that is wrong, I want to know why that is wrong.
That's not wrong.
No, not wrong. But then,
He said he's going to do that.
But if he's going to do that, then he's not. Then he cannot occupy the same position.
Who's going to occupy? Who gave me that right? Who gave me that right?
The Constitution.
Not by yourself.
The Constitution.
They said the council member.
Constitution.
The council member. Pakamba.
The Jamana.
The Jamana Kumanyale.
Jabila, ana complain mu bila. It is okay lah. Yeah, I'm making come Jabila right now. Yeah,
And this. Yeah. About Jabila, no. And we found out that he's guilty. Can we take action right now to impeach him?
Definitely, if you call for impeachment, it is.
If we stay here and find out that he's guilty of the actions, and then we impeach him right here.
Yeah, Dama. You can't.
Ture is talking.
You can't. No, you can't.
All right.
If you suspend me, then that means the allegation against me is right.
No, that you don't even know what you're talking about.
Musa, I know what I'm talking about.
I dismiss that, man. Mr. Ture, you want to... If we listen to one another, it will be very respectful. Everybody. If we listen to one another, it will be very respectful. If we listen to one another, it will be very respectful. If we listen to one another, it will be very respectful. Mr. Ture, it is your time to say what you got to say about this.
All right,
how do we
what I
resolve
have to
this?
say is this. These organizations go both ways. Our constitutions and our tradition. Okay. So now there was written complaint against the president. So what I would like for the council to do, if he agreed, let's give him the benefit of the doubt to respond verbally to those allegations, count by count. If we find out that he's guilty, then although the area that is not guilty, he will give us whatsoever result will be today, they will be accompanied by the ratings document. But for now, let the man respond to it, because some of these allegations is concerns those some of these people that are present here now.
Yeah.
When you are present here now, like reason Musa Sherif, what happened? Faluku Sano, what happened? Musa Kone, about the funerals, all these things. Let Mr. Musa give all the first hand, let the majority sit down and listen to him verbally. If he can get all that, let him respond to this verbally read. And when he says claiming that he don't receive those certified men, you know, that might not be the legal way. But that might be the tradition for you to respond to in front of everybody here. That's not a legal way, that's a traditional way. Let him do that. Then if we find out that he needs written documentation to, like other people read this thing to you, we work out okay. But more love for now, I could talk my coming bad and ya get taken because Kamun is very simple. He not going to ask Musa Sherry or you will ask him, then respond to the allegation put there by Musa Sherry. Simple. Or Faluku, or what we went to Samu, we did not go speak to Musa Corner and leave Mr. Kuma over there. That the young man explained to us, friend. What we found out to that if we find out, like his secretary said, if we find that he gets it, whatsoever constitution requires for us to do again. That's no, yeah. We're going back to we're going back to constitution will require him to give a written document, a written response to this allegation. The tradition, no, because when somebody writes against you, you have to respond in writing. That's common. That's everywhere. Everywhere it happens. But what I would tell her, but let a man respond verbally to us. So you must have your own to go for yes, you need written respond in the way. But for now, let me hear from the man. It's the allegation against you. I think I can check notify ahead of time. But not in writing. That's why he said. I just said that. I just said that. What is the you're not going to let me talk? Okay, Mr. Kamara. What I'm saying, we're giving chance, man. You have been given the opportunity to talk. Everybody will be given the opportunity to talk. Allah more better. Allah better. Nothing is written in stone, and everybody has the right to his opinion, and whatever the group will agree on will be the binding principle. You understand what I'm saying? You're going to have to realize nobody knows more than the other, nobody important more than the other. Decision can be made on one level, it can be reversed on appeal, or however way it goes. It can also be changed by reasonable minds. I am not backtracking. I am on point. Mr. Ture said, let us look at it constitutionally and traditionally. Then it begs the question, which one is more important, the constitution or the tradition? That what the same Ture emphasized in a conversation with me that before this organization or this administration starts, we must have and approve and adopt a constitution. A constitution we have. We look at the legality of the document as we are going on. Complaint was filed against it. Believe me, when they submit a complaint against you, you don't go there, then you start investigating right away. The man needs the thorough time. I mean, I know. It will not be to his benefit to investigate it right away. If you want to investigate, then I ask the question, what action will we take if we find out that he's guilty? Yeah, no, I don't think you were not going to do that. You were not going to.
I just said, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
my
you're
father
sorry.
is calling. It was in my bed.
Everybody pick up their phone and put on. Mr. Kamara, did you want for you to be given a chance? Not to demand it, though. I just want to be sure that.
I did not demand anything here.
Okay.
What I said is that if you are hosting this meeting, you should be the one to talk last.
Thank you.
And that's the proceeding. Bakama, you know runs people here. You understand? Okay, what I'm trying to say is that let us not defeat the purpose of this meeting. This was very short. This is not any kind of allegation between you and Musa Pele.
No, I should not.
Yeah, and you should not sit down and make any decision in isolation here. You have 3 council members. I don't know when you read this thing, but Vakaba just distributed these allegations against Musa Pele, and we all look at it. Even if we are demanding, if we were to ask Musa Pele to make any kind of response here, we should better listen to Musa Pele than coming up with any kind of decision against Musa Pele. We have the defendant then here. I mean, we have Musa Pele here as defendant, and we have those that made the allegations. You know, we have talked for more than 3 hours. The people that made the allegation, they have not said anything. I don't know what kind of meeting you had. I don't know what we're saying here. You know, there should be a very strategic.
But we're not investigating the allegation yet, though.
We don't need investigation.
But
I don't think we need it.
Explain. I've talked to you, still don't understand that. Mr. Fana, allow me to talk to you, man. Mr. Fana, allow me, please.
It's a lot of stuff that bring people together. Yeah. Because Naja Magila de Jojo there, Oluwale Keno, Luwale Kaita Mantadi. Yeah. No, they are Luate, more with more so Luwalo. So many water, there is a country to look at that, there is nothing, right? But the only thing that make people into team fear is this piece of paper here, Luamini. Yeah. And basically, like from the beginning, challenge so if it can be a plan to me, why should somebody be exempted from it? If you can challenge my membership based on this paper here, why should another person be exempted from it? So basically, in a tradition, the model of tradition, mere tradition, whether you can't feel or you cannot down. But wati, nikabia siaka, you should be considerate back into the system, right? Yeah. The person should be kicked away. All right. I do agree. I don't attend the meeting or some other stuff. But if indeed my membership can be challenged by this paper here that Facebook, in fact, is not an active member. If this paper can determine my future in this organization, why it cannot be applied to other person? Not yeah, what I'm trying to say is this. Our constitution meaning, organization meaning that we work is not governing the organization. And this constitution is being used as a paper to determine my fate. But then when you come to other side, it cannot be applied. Yeah. So why?
No, I'm all
I think I'm
if you want to say something, I will recognize it to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Excuse me, Mr. Keita, 1 second. Fesu, in Akumane, you spoke and have, philosophy. You talk about something you see doing wrong, which sound contradictory. I think
what I'm saying is open the Constitution. The Constitution, right?
Yeah.
So indeed, the Constitution is the governing document for this organization.
Right.
If you can determine my future based on this organization is being governed by this. Because you determine a member future by it.
So we have to go by it.
So we have to go by 100%. The tradition can be a sub-aspect. Yeah. Tradition, we all know that we come from a particular tradition.
What's your suggestion, man?
So that suggestion means, you cannot put this constitution out of this organization. If indeed we decide that we get a constitution, we respect this constitution, and this constitution shows us our code of conduct of our ethical direction, we should go by it. Because constitution meaning, go with your law, I make more traditional law.
If you point by constitution, go by tradition, go by it. What you see that is the constitutional procedure that we need to follow in the issue that we're talking about that has to do with the allegation against the president. Whether constitution or what are you saying? That what I mean. We'll get to that, please.
All right.
What you say?
Do you know me enough for what I want us to clarify? Ikalo kukumale na kumale ke. Or more to kumala. Constitution be challenged ke. The state of constitutional organization is being challenged. Often the traditional color. Constitution mean go abe now man.
Musa na wofra.
No, I pese am for.
Musa kuma na we.
Musa sini gboro am for.
Your way now. So constitution mean na ka for
masa susu ke mokuno o mo susu no nya ana sebela benadia constitution makaya secret ka for komi be kala decision me tawoleni if indeed at this particular time if the constitution said this should happen we should go by that. There should be no reason to avoid our constitution.
We are not avoiding it.
Okay. Yeah.
Rest your question.
Okay.
Now go on.
Because the problem is that one power. We now. Man, in that problem, you are trying to I want to know because the men continue to say that constitution meaning. When I challenge when I challenge to be ready to sign the document on that. So are you on the Africa contract? I will you not claim for when you just say something when I know what you're talking about.
Now for a go but tradition by allowing Musa Keita to explain to us verbally to respond to this tradition right there. But that's tradition there. Yeah. But when it comes to constitution, after hearing from him verbally according to the tradition, we were asking if he required a constitution to give us written notice, he will respond to that. That's the constitution part. After that, I remember for Anna for this constitution challenging a membership, because what he's saying there, we're trying to deviate for use constitution against Musa Keita. Definitely. Because if we are not, that's why we allow constitution challenge by his not member, but this constitution. Because he's not active. Because we allow traditional Musa Keita man, we're trying to avoid this thing here. So that's why he said it's a violation of the Constitution.
Well, so does it mean that? That's what first we're getting to?
It's not constitution.
No, I'm saying.
Mr. Musa Fofana want to say something. Did you want to say something?
Yes. Hold on. Okay, what I was trying to clarify from Fisu N is this. Are you saying that whatever decision as a council chairman of Bakamba being a council chairman, is it constitutional for him to make decisions as such?
If indeed the constitution gave you that authority, you need to exercise.
Okay, that's what he's trying to get to.
The constitution,
yes,
you shouldn't go by.
That's right.
But you know what I mean. We have to go by the constitution.
You said the member board.
Excuse me. Let me have your attention, please. Five. And I couldn't know who's talking. Please, let's do it in a civilized way. Want to say something? We're talking about tradition. Listen, I think where our deadlock is, Mr. Fufana, our deadlock is where do we go with? Tradition or constitution here? Mr. Fufana, let me hear you.
Here, we're just trying to prolong it, but I think it's very easy. Mr. Keita is in full readiness to answer to all of what there is in that community right now.
That's what he told you?
Yes, that's what he said.
Okay.
That's what he
So
said.
now, no way now, let me finish. Let me name. You're clear the wrong way from me now. So, he has said that. Now, Mr. Chairman, you are saying that you need a written response to a written complaint, which of course is customary. That is the right way to go about it.
Okay.
If somebody submit a written
complaint, the man said something I wanted to hear in place.
If somebody submit a written complaint, you expect a written response to it. Now, he said he's not in readiness to write down anything right now, but he can verbally answer to everything that is on here. And we have an organization. He has a secretary. And we have a secretary here sitting. He can be, whatever he got saying, the secretary can be marking it down, and then finally we compile that and submit it to the council. Let's just go ahead and attack
no, Musa, what took my secretary. No.
It's a very common for Cassia. I remember in Africa secretary here, but if I say I agree on that conservative, he's not writing.
Because the financial committee.
Yeah, but is he the one to be writing that?
No.
Who the secretary are we really talking about?
It's not here.
Nobody here, right?
Alright, the thing is, alright,
the president will come in. That's what the council is responsible for that. President, I'm going to need you to be your secretary.
Moya no be kama ala benta nyefe.
I tomorrow, please.
Ala mo be.
there somebody coming through that door?
Yeah, that's your wife.
Oh, all right.
Ala mo tan so de na ma. You know, mo let them in. I mean, ate kule ka foku mo ayi no na ka fa nekrande. O ne ka kulo ne e ma kulo. Mo mala wuli ko ka. Ni bebe na blalo ni ala tunya lo bebe blalo. Na ile Mr. Fofana ile kene na chairman le. Vote makiko ka. Ya chumo ya na di ma.
Okay.
Mo fa na fe ido ya chumo ya place we la. Okay. Mo na chumo ya me di ma no we. Ndema na me kono ya chumo ya ko tia ma ko lo. Na te kanaka fa la mo amu ole ni na mi ke mo kan ka ke mo te ni blai. Because you not active. You was not active. You never been paying accordingly. Yeah. But if blind, you know, you respect and you chomo ya when they black place wala. So moi fa na fait pas le follow ke toujours. Moi on le fait depuis minute madame la lo, ko mu nyon bunye. Non bunye, wo kanelo, wo te gouvernement ko lo. Mais wo mata tradition le ka fo mu nyon bunye. Donc moi to ko kwa, a moi tunyo fu nyonye. Mr. Fofana, ay mo la ben, ay ka mo tien, kada ma so politique ko fait. Mo te politique ya ko ma. Moi ya non, mi be badema. Mo be ki nyon lo depuis ce moment c'est ba. Moi be ni nyon be non, ka mo na to papier ni tala ki bloqué wala, ha ka sabule ka mo fraso ko non, ma o dabla, alu mu chomo ya dabla. Aya dabla. Na kere ka bla mo woche, ay noli. So I do nothing to move here in Yalani, Kapula Ciel, I do, I tune for my watcher. I tune for one. I casata more watcher. I can finish I do. No, I'm serious.
You're getting chance to express his opinion.
Mr. Fofana, Beji Balekila, Bikwa. Beji Balekamba, Lokapala, Isaki, Nelapa. Italada Buma. Walaka inela politiki ya kumamuni, citizen ya kumamuni finga mu bele kwa. No, il moi la Benjamin Goka, il y a tout moyen hangri là. Il dit qu'à faire vachement les gueules là, les bisambulo. Moi, vous êtes dans les. Ouais, il tombe gros ma. Il n'a pas là qu'on l'émine, il a fait qu'on les caramonia cro. Non, ma tombe, ne tombe pas. N'a la qu'on les nebe dien. Nebe zimbo na chien colo.
Non, mais c'est.
Nebe faut la.
Yeah, I know your opinion for that.
Ikalo mona ni kumamna den mombo kapo ko mo ala mo betan single bale mona ni mo si ala katano whisky ala no some are supposed to be relaxing no car but mona ni dalu mina kapo ko mo na kana kuma ko mi ke sa we ka peace da na mo community kono mo sala mo be o kan okay ni mo kana oro continue donc kuma afa die no kapo ko yina kuma ka solution mo kuma la kapo wo yina. Everybody know the truth here. Bear on the thing here, me the cause. Kafu kumo ka deviate ka to deviate ka to kuma prolong ka to kuma prolong. That is not fair. To be very frank. Me bend the media den nenye. Mo na den nyama ni mote mo sila ka kuma fat. If the man is wrong, a punishment ka ke me. We go by that. Simple. But if he is not wrong, everybody got a legal right in this organization as long you are active. Chami te se bena place la no te kafu ku. Family decision kill the coup. You are motivating. No, it's not going to be like that because I can't know. No, nani ara nete mo koko. The cover the musapiri koko ni, the musapiri koko, the momo koko. But I'm following the fact because I'm fasting and then I'm something la. Kama so mo rofe, kala mo rofe uyako. I don't know anybody here. Mo benan ne, iba na kafo mu weke member ya no bi mo be ma na. Mo na ni kana pay me jeti. So come go benti ya kole mo lo ja ko kole ja.
Hey, didn't get this.
Benti everybody. Mo tala de la hora mo
take it to the mama in the room.
So kuma mi tene feka si kama maolo.
I think Mr. Brother Anzu and Brother Fofana ana kuma mikela I think ne we se me dona kwa you know hala kata so ka for ne musapiri administration ba a support from day one. Dina na la fe wuya kakwa it's like ka for e ko ke mi foni organization member di ma and na ye na support ka ko ka ala de so kala bro ka ba mona kuma olo na di ma lon ka for ile na test message la na test message ye mingara na ina ngeta ina I mean gum safana lele kwa So I reply ka for JT ka jena ka for kilele. Ngo kanzi anafonya. Ke anafonya.
Yeah.
So vanalo ka filele ngam ka musapele kile ngo we should be there. Ngo come back ko they have a complaint against against you. Ngo mama lo media ko ka wango mo ke no. So brother ka jena ko lela complaint. Moka kuma siya mange kwa. You know complaint muli ate ka for masala bola masaya lale. It's not. Wala ka suspend ke barala. It's not
to you.
Right, yeah, to everybody. It's not. Na kita solo mo amale fele. It's not. Okay. Mo fa ni ke ka mo si ka ko fo inyo wo che. Mo wo ma wati be. Before Musa pele na masaya lai bro jabati felo. Kuma si amana fola ino. Kere si amana fola ino ka ba. So I think wo ko suke no ka nyawo la ni. Committee suspend ke kata sample dialogue you gonna understand me de ko yi. Sample le directly more than besa alala amu meeting nalo amota wo sample ka maka ya kuma to wele question for him na kwa no you just all like to musapele like you should come here so you want to for him no I'm not so what you want to say okay so that man no kana kumala ba
you're going to stop there for a minute. You were making a comment. It's sounding now like you're defending, you're pleading the case.
Yeah.
It is inappropriate. Can you stop that, please?
And you put it into writing.
Then if you want to complete your statement, you can go ahead. Against you for you to start pleading that case.
Okay.
It's an insult to everybody here.
I apologize.
Go ahead.
Okay. So not my own no to na fele council member yo branzu na jara nyama ka fa ule mo chomo ule. I mean, I love ben kwa nyakatimi. Aya lo ben aya nyoye aya kuma obete ka telephone na kuma kwa aya si ka fo ka ben kwa mo slam alele mo lo beti mi nuni alunye ulu te dinale ma kapate ske anyo wo kwa so nuna ulu fani wo si akine kwa ka each time problem be ndala mo si ka fo ka lo ben ala na nuni alu kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ala na amato ala la mindelo kwa na kono ka fo alu la fisia bele ka fo kuntu khayra umma ukhrijat lin nas من دلو تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر. أنا في سبيل كوا. في سبيل من دلو because I know what you're for. Nya kabi nyona. I will go do kela. I kela for you know what you're kalo benkwa. So kuma yo mna wole wole. Name me na everybody should calm down. Kanso yo kumata nya kumaka ke dila musapele kumake. Nya kumaka ke dila amma. Oh alu kanso yo kumata aya control ke aya lo be the way ela be manyamma kwa. Thank you very much.
Around and we are about to make peace about it. I'm not going to sit down to defend accusation by Asmana Proman, whatever he said. It's not about me. And I don't think I want to go that route. We as a council have tried to make peace as long as we got to go. Mr. Fesu Proman just said something. It is legit. Are we going to follow the constitution that is the government document, or are we going to do tradition? Now, when we come to a meeting like this, we can decide as a body of people. This particular one we're going to decide is number two way that we can't have constitution and have tradition though. So therefore, I'm going to do a constitution and parliamentary. The end of it is me calling a meeting to bring about peace, and I want to do it to the best of the way I know how. And in doing that way, what I do know, Mr. Fufana saying that he has just acknowledged, and nobody's in disagreement with that. If it's a written complaint against you, you submit a written response, it will all be on record, the decision being made on that. Now, the tradition is if we all sit down, then he can talk and explain that he said he's ready to talk. But then, here is a very important question, and I want us to address that before we move any forward.
The on phone.
Yeah. If he explains these allegations, you understand me? Yeah. And we decide here that he's guilty, do we have the position and the right to sit here and make a decision? If so, do we have the right to make that decision right here?
No.
Traditionally, no.
We don't have the regular decision.
Traditionally, we can take traditionally, traditionally we can, but constitution, yes. Constitution require whatsoever that need to do is in the constitution. So enough for me, who can go halfway. I agree with you. If we're going to go by constitution, we go by constitution. We take constitution decision. You know, that's true. If we're going to go by tradition, that one we don't have a mention yet. That's left for the mass. But you matter the constitution, one big gate, constitution. That's how we go.
Okay, traditional you make a model because this is an exercise for convenience. I pay your constitution, I'm going to go for tradition. Look at the tradition for market D.
No, tradition, you have to
tradition for market. I don't want to understand. Every man, if he explain, right?
Yeah, tradition, you have to but to take a for an alpha money, supposed to respond a rating to it. Right? That's the procedure there anyway. Yeah. If I get traditional point of for go for the couple because what I allow can make it explain verbally without rating it. Will it traditional final way? But right, that a couple hours that fall a money in a dollar, they can't have a response a dollar. I said in there, traditional, what traditional, Yama Wolo. Enter by right, you more cap against you, you have to respond in document. So, what is it? You on legal procedure for real. You on the constitutional right. You are constitutional right. You are constitutional right. We want to go by tradition to allow him to speak, to respond to them verbally.
Okay, but the question is, if we find him guilty, I'm only hypothetical. If we say that and find him guilty, can we make a decision right here about him?
The council to decide on that. That's premature.
Yeah, level 3 people to decide on that. That's what the council to decide. Yeah. Why going to be the punishment for him?
I don't know what
going to be the punishment for him. What is that offense? Yeah. Punishable to be dismissed from the council.
I want to say something, please. My hand is up. I want to say something, please. I want to say something.
Your meeting meaning, people expecting a meeting to be one of the best meetings. Meeting but now when the argument going like the motive can get Sungaloni, more for the Panama. If you poke at it tire, we're not going to say one another better to live. What about result with them? Allow them, let me explain. Mamu Koko Musa Pele, I have a man. I am Musa Pele.
My reason of saying this, Jama Beka kwa chazi di Musama. Chazi di Musama. Chazi kadi Musama. Musa Kuma. Di shop yo kaya no butu. Ini akaso me monta make. Kana mo mo. Wa ile afonga mi yo kala tana utu. Mina to ka utu ko. No ka ke be makba to. No be na mo. Besini ku yale ni kuma di Musama. No inura. Ebe kuma di Musama ina mo ki la be me kwa ka. Ebe kuma di Musama ni mo be nya yala kwa.
Okay. Did somebody have your hand on one? Yeah, Mr. Sandler. We're going to put it into motion so we'll decide whether we'll decide it constitutionally or traditionally. Okay. We got to put it into motion.
Okay, put it into motion now.
Never come forward. I'm not small. Don't. No more than a bag and game. Not to look much to go. Kapumi the cap best suspended. For this Sundawe banner. Then I mean, you go. Bear for long night. So was our good work tomorrow. No Monday.
Okay. I have here two competing opinions. One says the constitutional route we are going is not wrong, but let us go the traditional so that Mr. Keita, who it looks like he's willing to defend himself verbally, can do that. Then, and I am at loss right now as to whether when he finishes doing that, what step we do next, maybe then we'll decide that. Because I really don't know, if he defends himself right now,
Then what do we go from there, Bagay, next? Let me ask you, what do we do next?
The level of the council, the council pole. Tuma yale way.
That's the problem.
So that vast majority say that you should explain right now. I would like to know what are we going to take action right here?
No, it's
at the level of the council.
They just agreed that it's up to the council. So if you part of the
but is that agreed that after whatever explanation you will give, the council should take that and then make a decision afterwards?
Yes.
The council.
Not the council chairman, between the council. Between the council, not the council chairman.
Council members. Yeah, I know. The council will make decisions. The body of the council will levy against you. You need to be responding directly to that. Like if you start to leave it and talk about Vakifa and myself, I Jabi Kringre. Okay, so we'll give you.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and because Kumadu Allah is just explaining, but the subject muye, accusation subject muye, ask me those questions, then I can, go to
listen.
The man, Anna Kumamu for accusation.
Yeah.
I'm making a kafana specific for your kids can come in. Anna and Maule Pegapella, Cassisiona, when the accusation points up, they will take it. Well, it's Sabamino. Right? So, accusation, you know, accusation, you know. Now,
le palais, on a fait Javier to Hilay, so
now, come directly. I will state it. I can go read, I'm not going to see any accusation.
You are giving the opportunity. It's not funny. You laughing at yourself.
No, I'm not.
You're so ridiculous that you laughing.
Because you always disrespect me, Mr. Fofana.
But you are disrespecting him.
No, I'm not. Because you're not giving me the chance to talk.
Yeah, all right.
Let's get to the point. Let's get out of here.
Go.
It's simple.
Okay, that's the way we want it.
Yes.
Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah, look,
so most of the out like a Jamale opinion.
What baby why Kakumadiama Kundaka Kenya Mandimaninga? No.
Well, I can't okay. Not continue cannot.
Okay. Musa?
Yes.
There are accusations from my reading and understanding. There are violations in every count in that document in your hand.
Okay.
So I want you to take each one, and if you don't understand a particular count, say count 1, then you can ask the writer, who is still here present alive, to tell you what is it that he's accusing you of. Then we can go from there. But for you to be question and answer, I don't want to be.
Okay, 1. As well as no, Mr. Faliku Sano is one of the key persons in this organization. Faliku cares about everybody in this organization. He has participated in all activities held by the organization. Do you know that Faliku is now sitting or riding on the sideline? That's a question. So that is the first accusation.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, Kumami,
you know about it.
No,
he does not know about it.
He knows. He said secretary.
No. Somebody.
No.
He did not write it. He didn't know anything about it. It was submitted to him as the chairman of council.
Honestly,
Mr. Fana, kuma be funya for it teaching koka because chairman I did not say a single word. And now he's talking. If as a chairman is seen it, you must have find a for this is not your time to talk. You need to say
So
you're doing it unfairly though. Okay.
Go ahead.
Faluku Sano. Okay. Zini ne mbalo kafo ko accusation because it's a question mark. But komi yeutu kafo na mikela. Actually manga kamike association kono or say kono in the law of our constitution. Na mikela falukula he signed a grievance against my presidency. What minute because do you know what fellow could sit on the sideline okay. I don't know that.
Kumaleo. Pipi ya kumako. I masa yala. If your mother me organization, your member, your strong member de weta. So that means you don't care for the organization.
Okay.
Can you defend that?
What minute?
Yes, secretary weta.
What minute? I know. Wait. 1 minute. Ngami long.
Are you lawyer for him?
Can you wait?
No, I'm not waiting though. Because
yeah, go ahead. But if I'm on the floor, just give me the chance to talk. Faluku point with now Faluku call me. Right, okay. When Faluku called me one time, he insulted me on the phone.
Okay.
You know, okay. When he insulted me on the phone, I did not call him back a response to him. Right here. Faluku call in his the telephone message. Faluku go now. Go Musa.
No, let me talk.
Let me explain. You got to explain. Not you can't for me.
Ko iafeka ko ni kake sabule ka moi Mandingo association attack Minnesota ko ni kake sabule kama ko mobile organization T ana o message letter ko imiyesu no kana kana ko moko do isuyi digitally ila makumafe because administratively anybody can talk and say anything that he did, put everything on fire. I like this. This is very, very important. I honor that. Because when if you see a mistake in the malon, then you will say, so far, then I contacted my chairman, my board chairman, who said, Bangali Popana.
In the United States.
Just quiet.
I was trying to infuriate yourself to those people who form these organizations. And when it comes to Mandingo issues, you have the same power as anybody who form of the Musa. You have the equal power when it comes to Mandingo issues. So if you are in the middle of it, you have the power is going to make your view visible and strong in it. That's why we need to engage ourselves. When we engage ourselves, then every problem is actually objective. You will and always telling that's one thing we need to look at.
No, but every problem you have to be inside.
Okay, then you because now you're giving those people the edge over you. That's not the case. You are Musa, you are as Mandingo as those people. So everybody has the same right to that is why election has been held yearly.
We can change the Musa government. We can do that. Very easy. The way convention is going, we can vote ourselves. No, it's not. Campaign for him. It's an organization.
Right now we are talking about organization. Number one, we got community they say and that say. From our constitution, they are supposed to read it. I can tell anybody. The way they came on, they try to back come on.
What's about the constitution?
The constitution said that you can't recognize anybody in your board member if the mother organization now approve of that person.
What?
They say they can't recognize anybody to be the board member if their mother organization never approve of it. That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two,
member organization. Okay.
Yeah.
Member organization.
For the president, the president, the head of the organization, he have to send people. That's number one. Number two, they said that they are going to bring all Mandingo together. Any place they got conflict in.
Hold on. No, I want. Let me cut you real quick. I want when you mention a point, you should relate, Mr. Kumar. Mr. Kumar. Okay. I'm already. Mr. Kumar, for the sake of when you mention a point, I think you should throw light to the emphasis on that point. The reason, because if you say the people.
In that way, the three ladies are
Katiya do tukunino jinebira makunande kwale keto konande miva konangi banki keche koka kuyendwa la ya kuyendwa nimiye kwale malalo kwale manimilo kwale femino wele muifale imano la yete nonde ukoswa mvadozo chene banjikile alakana mwote juu ya loma Chaliza doju ya lolema Nidonga zeju ya loma Ijula mwaba foko alenoe Aleno te fama aleno Ibaka saibe baro Ifaka saibe baro Ikoka saibe baro Nijia ka saibe baro Andeji ya makara Musa Sherifu ni wula la ilaha Muhammadu ya Rasulullah masa mako kirenda Aida ni wula ni kake kumaka nyumako Sherifu kiterele ni kake chima fako aida la ukiterele Musa Sherifu mana ndete ngono kambe ya polade hayate ye wode ni wula la ilaha Muhammadu ya Rasulullah je ka Musa mindolo maya bata je mindolo je ka Musa mindolo nanga mani duwa jabi sangu beni kalo kume Musa woto Shebolo diana dewe yango yedi Aizo sunguru ningena newa wali Musama akakungola boe nama kungola borobo yaki ya la fanine Yinu do ya sokoma do kama nyama yiri Yinu do ya sokoma do kama kola ngoma atote nyama yiri atote kola ngoma atole kolo musoki ko afu chenye wode te tolako musa cheri te tolako de Shalifu ni wula la dama diana newe ayate ye diana newe mayawa diana jewe mbadama diana vawe shari ni wula imama ikela benaloma Musa ijumo bedanto supoteli bedani ala pembe dani atama ya bedani akuma ya bedani asinya bedani angera ya bedani Ay mama shari do barakaye Ya kwa wala fochewe imila muma So iwe shari mangambala bo Mwani kabla shari pula ngobido kasura saita imazuze Leda mandia nande ne mwane ni shari fueche Jiti fuga de male mwane ni shari che ay fala sherifula ay fala ina laula yala kadangwelu mama ngombe ta sheriko makuta ba okenyo lengwani ni sherifueche ya kwa wala fochewe imini na mumo so iwe sheri mama mama la cama miri asha kurusiti miri ala la kwabona aya tenye dia nandewe wizo miria la dama dia nande musa ngwezo miria ngabasiro tola mawe yenzo miria Miria te chema no ko kitama mole Miria muza miria la la babono Miria muza sheri miria la la babona Miria shelu yebla miria lila babona Miria nani fole la ngwezo miria Shai folo dia nande musa ngwezo miria Mayaba dia nanjewe yenzo miria Kali hatu sherifu de wika ngwe na miria we Maya sherifu de we yenzo miria Muhamedi sherifu de we yenzo miria na mame sherifuwe yenzo miria jizivu sherifuwe mwenzo miria lai mori sherifu dewe yenzo miria mafaiti sherifuwe yena miria moyangu sherifuwe yenzo miria makwini sherifuwe Nana miria, Dubai jurana kawe, wenzo miria. Shinija tola mawe, wenzo miria. Ngana sani ngono lokumaye, saya tirola. Ngamuza sherifu we, choute kerene. Atilanta tola mawe chaute kerene aya tenye dia nani we chaute kerene kema hala maise chewe chaute kerene mafanda mbaloke nyowe chaute kerene makuza mbaloke nyowe chaute kerene makuza dia nande musa chaute kerene il est plus long là là. Bela tia doit bouger ouais mon sati long là là. Quand la kauya nanga mawe moze mi long là. Sherifu ya tola mawe il est mi long là. Ni te ki long là nenye ni nandie luki. Opu yemi yonde sua wonyone balikale Mva musa sherifu we mvaini balikale Sherifu ludiana newe mvaini balikale Ya fe nebo na su Brade, very bad idea. More Queenie Brade and Jewe, very bad idea. Like Molly Brade and Jewe, very bad idea. My fighty Brade and Jewe, very bad idea. Moya Mubade and Jewe, very bad idea. Like Molly Diana, very bad idea. Let Dama Diana, very bad idea. I tell you, Diana, very bad idea. She went to la children and balandering there. Quite la children and balandering. Atilanta, you are not away, Malegani. Say, who you do up there, Malegani. Mola kuongobia maidi yalongu yezo miya Kula bambaila baba mandinge yezo miya Komplitola maiseche we yezo miya Ema yama diya nanje muse amvaini ule nusu Dozola kauya diya nanje we wibendeliye Faruku ya bina we mwakusa yiko Sano ya selile we mwakusa yiko Mayoma diya nambe we fanda yiko Chale pulu diya nande we nana Mili yate momina dunu ya ika okitama Mili yate momina ma kaoki kula Mili yate momina wika ika okitama Nani fole langu yezo miya Selefunu diana ndewe ile milola ye Eji wete la chebe ye mbalande Musa katakala mwakusaka Jomwa fana mwakumane Mayo mwandi anane Dozo ludi anane Kamivoni bibi kwa hoji ya kwa bibi ana bibi we Kamivoni bibi kwa hoji ya kwa bibi ana Mayo wadozo name Iya isu esiya Wa iya ibete kirinene Nena iya ila bola ndana ndida Liberia kauma Bakoro ninga bebe doko Wa iya ila nyate sukirene Iya ima Mwidi anasudi laidi ananjelema Ye We nanzi ana igala unya Nuta selefu ilisoma Yanya kwa kwa yembolo kwa musala Maya base masama lopolo dia tena Musa o Musa Ameriki jerisola Musa Jangoma leja ikolo mapapa Jangoma ke Mawale furuni Musa makuma Ayateye makuma Leada makuma Laimuri makuma Mwakwini makuma Mafaiti makuma Mamu makuma Jose makuma Ileweja kere Buwe bukoroma betekene. Maya wadrozolo gwe muso betekene. Ayalo yama pe muso betekene. Ata mayama pe muso betekene. Kana fanino gwe muso betekene. Idiana je ibo muso betekene. Idiana ndewu ibo muso betekene. Mayaba idiani chenye wole bani doula. Wibongo moni letekene. Kibia ngongu makale mani ni letekene. Kibia ngono yale mamoni letekena. Kwa vile tena ndivyo kasine abula inena letekene. Dasi tena ndivyo kuye kile yake na wala kitarawe. Erogwe mutarogwe kamene letekene. Ayalo yama fe kamere mbetekene. Kana fani no fe kamere mbetekene. Atama yama fe kamere mbetekene. Ayasi yama fe kamere mbetekene. Dasi kere ndiboro biye kere abana wala kitarade. Emma we idi ani benye wole bani doula. Mvamuza serifu. Ayate yedianande. La dama dianande. Mayawa dianande. Pira kauya bolama. Mafanda boke nyoka chani na wochelewe. Kiamo hea maiseche ukachemi ma wochelewe. Complete hea maiseche ukachemi ma wochelewe. Makuza boke yuka chemi mawocheleni. Musa sherifu we. Apo mayawa nye sure tawa. Iweka wia foga. Wia ni wia le tawa. Iweka sunya lila. Soni tawa. Iweka kanisara. Oni wole tawa. Sila dayani amelkisi adayani ayani jeneti ye ayani musa ye mate ye wode ye maya watache yo maya wadozo we sila yateka wia fola kile yateka mwita kile yateka